It's so bad.
I mean, personally, to me, this looks like a lot of anime, and
You don't say.
and that's pretty cringe. So that's my biggest problem with it.
All right. Obi-Wan. Your lightsaber is a mid, Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan, I need to team up with Goku later to defeat a certain rapper. Have you ever heard of Fortnite, Obi-Wan? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Knights of the D-Pad podcast.
I hate it here.
The home of inconsistency and weird intros.
I hate.
Whoa! Maybe Vader is vaping. Maybe that's what he's doing in that helmet the whole time. He doesn't need the rebreather at all. He's just vaping 24/7.
That cord off the table, court.
You hear someone say like, "Oh, that's bad for you." He's like, "Oh, it's just juice, guys. It's just juice." You ever heard someone say that?
Dark side juice.
I talked to this guy who was, I'm talking to him like, vaping can't be good for your health. He's like, well, some of them are just juices and they like the flavor. And I'm like, then drink it.
Drink
If it's juice, you drink it.
No,
you don't
gotta
breathe
breathe
happy
the,
juice.
The juice.
I don't go down the juice aisle at the grocery store, pick up the cranberry raspberry mix and be like, oh yeah, I want to inhale this.
That sounds like a skill issue.
What do you mean you're at juice? I'm at juice.
No. All right.
Anyway,
Back on
Welcome to
topic.
episode, what is
back
it,
on
6?
topic.
6.
Yes,
For
and
the
we finally have the whole crew back together.
know.
For our first time since the season premiere, all 5 of us are in the same room.
Oh, yeah.
Jason
It is.
is over there,
He's
and
in
he's
the
now
back.
married.
Man.
Yeah, Jason has joined me in the married man meta.
Give it up
Cringe.
for
The
Jason.
married man.
Woo, Jason!
Why am I the only one clapping?
Cringe meta abuser.
Sorry, I need to clap as well.
Clap for Jason.
I should clap the
Yay.
most.
Jason's clapping for himself.
I actually got to see what that wedding ring looks like, Jason, because like, hey, guys' rings can be pretty cool nowadays. We got cool stuff. It's not just a regular gold band, as cool as those were.
Yeah, look at
we
him.
have better things.
Yeah, where's your ring? Let me see.
My ring's just gonna be a ring
Oh
pop.
yeah,
This is
got
gonna be a ring
pop.
Ring pop.
The candy's been gone for 10 years,
Just
but you
like
refuse to
full
remove it.
diamond, like it's like a full diamond, like
Diamond.
in metal
A
ring pop
diamond
replica.
metal ring pop. Oh man, well, do we have news for you?
We have
audience?
news.
I don't know. Are you asking the
Man,
audience
you
if
didn't
we
even have
have
your news
with them?
until this morning.
You know what? I didn't mention
oh,
it.
no.
I had it in my
But we've
head.
got the news.
Kyle, how many tabs do you have open?
I
Many.
have
Your poor
9.
RAM. Oh my goodness.
Well, I've got
Well,
32 gigs.
Brave
of that.
is not the
Sweet,
most
sweet
RAM-hungry browser, so you know.
So
and it
we're
has
all-
automatic ad blockers, so I like Brave.
So where do we want to start?
right,
Ben,
weird.
which one do you want to
Starting
start
off
with?
real chaotically. Let's get into our agenda.
Which one?
Yeah.
Which one do you want to
Honestly,
start with, Ben?
I kind of like yours. I think we should
I
start
think
off
mine should go last.
You want to go last?
Yeah, because it's probably the biggest one.
All right. Then mine's the smallest because I think I just kind of threw in a bunch of random League of Legends topics because I could not find any real news happening this week.
Well, he
Oof.
wasn't looking hard enough.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, that sounds pretty
it
mid
was a
to
slow
me.
Week.
It
It
was
was
a
a
slow
slow
week.
news week. I think it really was. I had to
So-
kind of stretch.
Coming up with this next patch that should be coming out next week, there is going to be some champion price changes where it's basically most champions are going to become a lot cheaper and it's going to be like more friendly towards newer players who have access to like more like skill friendly champions, like less skill expressive champs
Mm.
to like, you know, play around with Yuumi, the most basic and like not cooperative champion ever, where basically you just attach and parasitically,
Oh, so it's
attached
like
to-
the League of Legends version of Mercy.
basically, like
Ah.
actually, if I had to, imagine if Mercy became untargetable while she was attached to someone.
Oh,
Like you couldn't hit her at all? Like
Yeah.
you couldn't shoot her?
Oh,
No.
that's she's
Bro.
already.
No thanks, no thanks,
That-
no
I-
thanks.
Yuumi,
I
Yuumi
think
has
I'll-
been a balancing
pass.
nightmare
well,
for
yeah,
a while.
I-
So
yeah, if she becomes invincible.
mhm.
What the?
So
wow.
speaking
Wasn't
of
expecting that.
speaking of that, there is Yuumi rework coming out.
Unrelated.
Unrelated, but-
Yuumi rework coming out this next patch. She, if anything, I think with this rework they're making her even stronger somehow.
That's needed.
Like they're
probably.
removing some of the, like the
That's sarcasm, right?
they're removing some of the more problematic parts of her kit. But the thing is, like instead of healing, she gives them a shield and restores their mana. And so like
That actually sounds slightly
She
more
doesn't
powerful.
give a deep.
Mhm.
She doesn't give a damage buff though, right?
No, she does.
Oh,
But-
so it is
but-
just a better Mercy.
Only
Yeah.
to people who attack instead of using abilities.
Oh.
So like,
It's like your
for
normal
example,
attack.
like a huge thing was like the Yuumi Kane meta, where Kane would just
Mhm.
run around, run through walls and stuff, and like with a Yuumi
You
attached.
know, as you do.
As
yeah.
you do.
Yeah.
And
He's
so,
like the Kool-Aid man.
but the thing is, he doesn't do much.
yeah.
He doesn't do much auto attacks. He's mostly like an ability based champion.
Oh, and it doesn't damage boost his
And
abilities.
so now they've made it so that your damage boost goes towards auto attacks, which is what ADCs are doing, instead of.
I see. So it's the
Assassins or
blind
whatever.
man.
And so, I personally like. It is interesting to see where this new change is going to happen. I honestly think it looks even a little stronger than she was before, but we'll have to see. And coming off of that as well, the new champion Milio, a kind of like fire-based healer. He's a little support,
the
like
sound
an
of that.
enchanter support. He has these little
Ooh.
like, I'm trying to imagine like a good comparison.
A phoenix.
He has these little orbs that he throws. They're
Zenyatta.
no, there's these little dudes that he throws. I have to
Little dudes?
pull up a little picture.
Little
Okay.
dudes. Torbjorn?
Are you just gonna reference every single Overwatch character by the time we're done with
I mean,
this?
Yes.
when they made when they have League of Legends version of Mercy. Oh yeah, Zenyatta.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
And so he's just like he's a little lad
Adorable
who
Zenyatta.
skips around, and he
A
has these little like
non-omnic.
like fire companions that he just
Detroit
chucks at people to either do damage or heal.
The little pyro slimes from Genshin. There,
Yeah.
two of us
there
can-
you go.
Two of us can reference our own games.
Two can play that game.
Yeah, what's a Fortnite reference?
There's fire in Fortnite, probably.
Alright.
I mean, there is. You could set things on fire. But that's about
The
best I've got.
elements.
The elements.
It's like
So-
fire from Fortnite.
Like fire from Fortnite.
Like land from Fortnite. Sorry, keep going.
Anyways, so this should be interesting to see because I think like it's a very cool concept of idea of like someone throwing fire to help people.
Oh,
This is true.
But like, there's like little fire spirits, and I think it will be definitely fun. He also looks like he's like pulled straight out of Encanto.
which
I
Watch it,
def-
Disney's coming for that licensing money.
Disney's like, wait
Which
a
I,
minute.
which I definitely like because like he's based off like the region. He comes out of the region Ishtal, I think,
Mhm.
which is like the League of Legends version of like Mesoamerica.
So it's
With, like-
totally from Encanto. He opened his door and he got the little fireball things, and then he ran over to join League of Legends.
And he was like, wait,
Yep.
Wait a minute.
I'm not staying here.
The candle gave him that power of throwing
The
fire buddies.
candle gave him that power. Oh no.
He had
So-
enough of Abuela's crap. And he was
Abuela
like,
had
I'm
enough.
going to League of Legends.
I'm going to League
You
of
can't
Legends.
stop me.
I'm going to the Rift.
Summoner's Rift. It's better than this house.
It's better
Better
than
than
his
this
house. All right, League of Legends. Well, Court, why don't
Next
you do
update, we're getting
your,
Bruno.
Okay, I have a lot to talk about with mine, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
he's really gonna
Well,
chill.
we are doing a pretty news-oriented episode this time around, anyway. So go for it.
chill.
Okay. Actually, most of what I have to
Wait,
talk
no,
about is
you
the
need to
last
do your
two
theme
things.
song first.
No, I'll just put it in post. Hang on, everyone go quiet.
Court chills for Fortnite.
Oh, he's just gonna be quiet.
Okay,
He's buffering.
buffer loading Fortnite content into my brain from the cloud. No, okay, so actually the Fortnite stuff is pretty light today. What I wanted to talk about more was the other stuff. But so it's more just a quick like the next season of Fortnite is coming up. They haven't announced anything officially about it, but there have been a lot of really credible leaks saying that it's going to have like a sort of a like futuristic feudal Japan theme. So like kind of like think like Big Hero 6,
Yeah, so it's
but
Big
like,
Hero 6.
but like a little more
Or
stylized.
maybe like
be
in
really
Magic
cool.
the Gathering. Wow, no, Kamigawa Neon Dynasty.
I don't know what
Kamigawa
that is, but
Neon
yeah, it
Dynasty.
sounds
Sure.
I know
It's
a
a
lot
similar
about
vibe.
Magic the Gathering.
Okay. Well, it's a similar
Yeah.
vibe, futuristic.
Futuristic
Japan.
feudal Japan, yeah.
Exactly.
Anyway, and which is really cool because like right now the current theme is like a futuristic medieval. So there's like medieval stuff, but it's like mixed in with all this future
I want a
technology.
futuristic medieval Zelda game one of these
That'd
days.
be
I'm just
so
gonna put
cool.
that out there. That'd be
It-
dank. Anyway,
It
continue.
is really cool. But anyway, so I'm really excited for that.
Zelda
they've-
2077.
There actually is
Starring
this
Keanu
is,
Reeves as
this
Link.
is completely this is completely side, but I think it was Corridor Digital, the YouTube channel.
Oh,
did
They
they
made
do
a
that?
full.
Yeah.
It's like it's like a full like cyberpunk Zelda. It's like a 7-minute like
How have I
mini
not
movie.
seen this? I
It's
need to watch
incredible,
this.
Really funny.
super high quality.
Anyways,
like the
Fortnite.
Master Sword is a gun, like it's dope.
Yes, Fortnite.
And Navi is like an AI.
No,
Okay,
yep.
all right, okay. What was I saying? Oh, right. So there's been some other leaks. Mostly just like some big stuff like Attack on Titan. They're going to do a big collaboration with Attack on Titan. So he'll be
Nice.
part of the next Battle Pass. And
You remember when Attack
They'll
on Titan
have-
did the collaboration with Call of Duty, and everyone was like, "What the heck is this?"
Why? And they'll have what I haven't seen Attack on Titan, but what are the things that they like ride around on, like their little like grapple things?
Oh, the omnidirectional mobility suits.
Yeah, they're
or
adding
units.
those, so you'll be able to use those in Fortnite and swing around with them, which is pretty cool.
Let's see. Omnidirectional mobility.
Oh, there's
They
an
just
A
call
in
it
there.
Omnis.
Yeah.
Omnis.
No, they call it the ODM gear.
ODM.
Omnidirectional mobility
ODS.
gear.
That's right.
Yeah.
ODST. Omni gear, yeah.
Mhm.
Whatever you
ODM
said.
gear.
ODM
ODM.
gear.
And
They're
Yes.
adding that.
Fortnite?
So-
Okay, that actually sounds
Wow.
like a
So
lot of
you'll
fun.
be able to like swing around.
Well,
you'll
you
be able
So
to
basically,
damage
just
lighters.
the
Well, you can
Spider-Man
glider, but
V2.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Kind of,
basically it'll
yeah.
probably be similar to the
Pretty similar.
Spider-Man Mythic, which is a lot of fun. The other big thing that they leaked was there was like this huge leak, and all from a very reliable sources. So it's pretty exciting. But they're doing a big Star Wars crossover with it next season. They've already done smaller Star Wars crossovers where they'll add like lightsabers and stuff that you can play with and like fight with and blasters. But
Obi-Wan from Fortnite.
Obi-Wan, like he's
He was
already in.
in.
But
Yeah.
they're doing a new bigger one this coming season that's going to add like full force powers, like force push,
Oh, that's
force
balanced.
lift, force lightning, like the whole, and also lightsabers, blasters, and new characters. So
I mean, we've already seen what's going on with all the anime stuff where like they're doing the Kamehamehas
Oh, yeah.
and whatever.
they're going
True.
all in,
Yeah.
which I'm all for.
The
But
question is, are they going to add like the sequel trilogy crap, like force healing and
Yeah,
link
just
and,
completely negate the need for health packs.
the Disney move.
and if you play as Snoke, you can force link two players on opposite teams and make them torment each other,
Make them
right?
torment
That's how
each
that
other.
works.
And if you're Palpatine,
Exactly.
you just make clones of yourself.
Yeah, you can't die if you're
You
Palpatine.
somehow return.
somehow
You somehow
returned.
return. There'll just be a message in the bottom of the screen. Somehow,
Somehow
Palpatine
Palpatine
returned,
returned, and then he'll just come
respawn.
back.
What's your gamer tag in Fortnite?
Noodle flavored.
Somehow
Same as your
noodle flavored has returned.
Somehow
Noodle flavored has returned.
They're adding like a gulag system.
A gulag system. I'd actually be super there for that.
That'd be
But-
hilarious.
I mean, there is a way to come back after you've died. You drop like a little reboot card.
Yeah,
and
but
you
that-
can
as a
get back.
multiplayer.
yeah,
Anyways.
that's annoying.
But yeah. Anyway, so that's pretty exciting. The thing that I wanted to talk more about is AI, and
Mhm.
that's kind of split two ways. One way, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but have you guys seen the memes going around on YouTube and TikTok and all these different things? So there's this new program called 11 Labs or something along those
Something
lines.
like that.
Yeah, that basically lets you take audio clips of different people, like take audio clips of people, put them
Mm.
into their system, and then they can make like a fully functioning like
Oh.
voice, like text to voice thing that sounds pretty darn similar to the people that you put in.
And people
just-
have been having fun
so
with
I had
Overwatch
so
and
much
the
fun.
president.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
people have been
Oh,
posting
these.
all of
Like
these
the
like of
presidents
these like
playing
Trump,
games to each
Mhm.
other.
Biden
Trump,
and
Obama, and
playing
Biden,
Overwatch.
playing like Overwatch, playing Minecraft,
Yeah, I
playing
saw one that
like,
was Trump
making
and
Zelda tier
Biden doing
lists.
Skyblock.
yeah.
Well, then there was the one that also had Joe Rogan and some with
Ben Shapiro, yeah.
But no, the Overwatch ones are so funny. It's like, you better not throw this game, Ben. This is my rank up game. Oh, great. He's a Mercy 1 trick.
Yeah, I've seen the exact same thing with league stuff too. It's where like
Oh,
Joe,
yeah, it's
Joe
all
Rogan,
over.
Elon Musk,
Yep.
and like a popular league streamer are just playing league
They're
and like
just so
Uh,
funny.
And it's
so
like expanded
funny.
to like things outside of games too. Like there's like this whole YouTube series of the last 4 presidents: George Bush, Donald Trump, and Barack Obama and Joe Biden, just like going out and doing random stuff, like going on ski trips and like going on doing all these different playing Uno with each other, and it's like and like
so
they've got like
funny.
developed
they
characters for
do.
each different president, and it
Oh my
sounds so
gosh.
much like it. And I'm telling you, okay, this stuff works for real, and it's relatively easy to access.
It's so funny.
While I was looking at some stuff this morning for it, I was like, wait, I can do this. And so
Oh no, what did you make?
no.
I went. So you have to pay like it's
Yeah,
like a
subscription.
$1 for the first month, $5 for subsequent months subscription fee to this program, and then you can make like
Anything.
make anything.
Which is really cheap for something to create memes of this quality.
Oh right,
Oh,
no for
high
real.
quality.
Well, and so what I did is, my grandpa is a where was he's emeritus now, but he was a general authority. So he gave a couple of general conference talks.
No.
way.
So I took the
You
audio.
made your grandpa
from
talk
his
about
general-
Fortnite, didn't
grandpa
you?
talking about Fortnite, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
No shame. Yes, I did.
I took the audio from my grandpa's conference talks. I fed them to the thing, and then I just had him say just the dumbest stuff. And then I like sent it to my family group chat, and I was like, "Man, my grandpa's going off." Like, you know,
No
What?
context, just like wow.
no
grandpa.
context. I was like, "Grandpa sent me this voicemail. Like, what do you guys think?" And like, it's like,
Why don't you make one for yourself? Just make one for the podcast. You've got
Yeah.
a bunch
I
of
mean,
footage.
that's the thing is we do have a whole ton of
That's-
just complete
We just
audio
have a
for
complete
all four
AI
of us. So
episode.
we can
We
make
all
it.
write
we
our
can
own
We
script.
would have to
100%
splice
make
it individually for each person, right? I
You
assume
would
it can't
have to
differentiate.
because then it would
Yeah.
mix our
No,
voices.
it's just
and be
mix
weird.
our voices.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, you'd have to
Create-
splice it.
This is
The-
this
the
is
night
the
of the
night
deep.
the
We
deep.
are the Knights of the Deep.
Small spoiler, my brother is already doing that.
Yeah, let's go. All right, I want to see this completed stuff. As soon as he's
Okay.
finished,
As soon
I
as
want to
he's
see
finished,
this.
I'll
I
send
guess
some.
though this,
Final
this is a
product.
point where I need to step in real quick because this is a conversation that's been happening a lot in the world of voice actors.
This is the other side of
Yes,
this.
and,
thing.
and
Yes.
here's the thing that I'm going to say is first of all, like while I think that this is beautiful and perfect for the creation of memes, the moment anyone tries to do it to replace the work of a human being, especially an artist like an actor or an illustrator or an animator,
That's when it
when I
causes
take
problems.
massive issue with it. As a voice actor myself, I'm having my own policy. If I do not give permission of my voice to be used for any project other than memes that are made without money, like that is something I have to put out. Something other voice actors have already been posting on Twitter. But okay, the Nice of the Deep Head
Were
one.
you selling Kyle's voice?
Hey, you better not be selling my voice.
Nice
this is
to
mine.
That is not monetized.
He's
Yeah,
just
which is-
making commercials and stuff. He's on.
My
he has
name is
a
Kyle
Fiverr
from
account.
Knights
Show
of the
me the
Deep
car
Head.
back.
He's like, hey, Pizza Hut, I have bad news for you.
You're my
The deal's
favorite
off.
pizza place.
Oh, no, okay.
So here's the thing, and here's the
Um,
nice thing about it. It is very convincing, but if you know that it's AI, there are ways to tell. That
Well, and it's like,
like-
it misses most of the voice inflections. Like
Exactly.
it's pretty
Yeah.
flat and
It's
but
pretty
it will
standard.
get better with time.
It
Oh,
will.
yeah.
It will.
Which is like why I say like I think it's perfect for memes because like yeah, you see Donald Trump showing Joe Biden around his Skyblock palace and saying this is all the work of hard American workers, Joe. That's not real. That's them and
But
it's
then
someone
if
trying
you,
to
if you put them into
personalities.
an actual political looking
Yeah, but
scene,
like
Oh,
you
yeah,
try to say like,
100%
hey, I
could.
discovered this hot mic, footage with, some major figure of some group. That's when
That-
when it
because
gets
that
it's
does
really
become
easy. It's
problematic.
really easy to
It's
use
just another
AI.
form
and
of
for people who
deepfakes.
don't know
yeah.
Because it's
of,
really
like
easy.
that it's AI, I mean, you could 100%
It's really easy to
fool
use
people.
deep fakes and other technology to fake lip flaps and fake faces to line up with the AI.
Oh yeah, I mean,
It's-
there's an entire YouTube channel dedicated to doing deepfake skits with characters from Star Wars and Lord of the Rings. Like his Obi-Wan impression is on point, and that deepfake looks really good. At first, I thought this was some behind-the-scenes footage, but then I looked closer and I was like,
it's
wait a second, that's a deepfake.
doing it for memes is okay, but as soon as you leave out of
Yeah.
memes, then you start either stealing people's stuff, stealing people's jobs, or really misleading people.
Misleading
Are
people.
causing a lot of problems. Yeah.
Because wasn't
So-
what was the game that used? Wasn't High on Life? Didn't that use a lot of AI? Was it High on Life that used a lot of AI art? I thought it was one of.
No,
There was a
different
game that
one.
used some AI.
It was an anime-based game that no, there was an anime studio that used AI art to do all their backgrounds, and they
There
got
it is. Yeah, I don't know
and
what I
their,
was
they
their
got
movies came out on
such
Netflix. I
flack
think.
for it.
Yeah,
it
lots
was
of
a
people are
Netflix,
upset about
it. was a
it.
Netflix
Yeah.
movie, yeah.
and like there've been boycotts and stuff on it. I mean,
So
Mhm.
here's the message: it's fun, but use it responsibly.
With great power comes
With-
great responsibility.
with great
with great
voice
memes
modulation.
come
With
great
great-
responsibility.
Apparently,
But-
High on Life did feature.
Yeah, I was
a
like, I
handful
thought
of
AI
I thought
art.
it used
Mhm.
a little bit.
And that was kind of this where I wanted to go with the second thing. So, Xbox head Phil Spencer made a comment. There's been kind of this divide in the gaming community. There have been some big gaming figures who have said like, AI does not belong in creative works. It is not good. We don't want it. And then you've got Phil Spencer, who's like the head of Xbox, and he's been very positive about it. His statement was basically he was like, I think that this could revolutionize the gaming industry for good. I think we can use this technology and use it to bring bring video games to a new level of like realism and interactivity and
Because
things like
hear
that.
hear me out. We have an RPG,
Hmm.
and it asks you to upload samples of your voice, and suddenly you're voicing the character.
100%.
Oh,
That would be cool.
no
For games that typically
way.
would have silent protagonists,
100%.
you become the full self-insert.
I mean, yeah, that would take self-insert protagonist to a whole new level. I will say, though, with that, there would definitely need to be a legal requirement that those files to do that
Oh, yeah,
stay
yeah.
on
It would
your
have
device.
to be
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a lot of
cannot be
legal,
uploaded
but
or
in the
moved
future,
anywhere.
But
like, that would be
100% very
sick.
possible. I mean,
That'd be
that's
pretty cool.
possible now. I mean, if
It
they
is.
wanted to implement that, they could do so easily.
Get on
Right.
it.
Pretty cool.
Like, and that's the
They
kind
do
of
a
thing.
new Halo ODST game.
You
and
are
you
are
Master
the
Chief. No, not Master Chief. It's an
Oh,
ODST.
the
You're one of the
ODST,
yeah.
one of the Spartans.
So,
Because
and
you don't want to replace Master Chief. I don't know.
here's the thing that I
Wait,
that
I
I
do.
was thinking about as I've got. We now have all the three major. We've got Chat GPT and things like it for writing and like directing purposes. We've got the visual things for
AI
visual,
art.
the AR, IR,
Like
art,
stable
visual
diffusion
things.
and stuff.
And then we've got this
vocal.
stuff for voice. I mean, I think we are getting to a point where, at least for like film and things like that, you could 100% just like give, if you mixed all three of those together, give it like some kind of prompt where you're like, you know, like, I want to see a 20-minute video of Darth Vader and Goku beating up Travis Scott in Fortnite, right? And then the AI
could create
can
that visually.
create that visually, audio, and like writing.
Well, I know
like,
that Corridor.
we're not quite there
well,
yet.
We're not
because
there
like
yet,
Corridor
yeah.
Digital made a video that's like super controversial for some reason.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
I-
the
I can-
where
I
like
can
they
explain that
they
one,
made
yeah.
rock paper scissors and it was just kind of like a proof of concept. They're like, you can make this. This is what it looks like.
Mhm.
But like
It still
AI
took-
is, but they had to tweak it manually.
Yeah,
and
it
like,
took a lot of work
AI
on their
did
end.
not do it
Yeah.
on their own.
Yeah.
But
They had to-
everyone was
'cause,
all
like-
like, how dare they do this? Like this looks terrible, but this is like such a scary thing. It's
So
like,
here, I'll explain it,
Oh,
right?
oh,
Because
yeah.
I've been following this pretty thoroughly. And again, as a person who hopes to work in a very creative field, who is freelance voice acting right now and is working on building his career in that, and also just been keeping up on the news.
Yeah.
I watched that whole thing that they did, and I was really impressed by
Oh, that
all
was
the things they
cool.
were able to
it's
figure out.
really cool.
The whole approach that Corridor says that they believe in with this is they believe it's going to be very democratizing. The idea is that as this technology develops, anyone with any amount of budget can create
Can
their
create something
dream,
good.
can
Mhm.
create
Because
their thing,
AI will fill in the
because
gaps.
AI will fill
Yeah.
in the gaps. But then, and they did make a point of like a lot of animation is being really controlled by a handful of really major studios with tons and tons of money.
Yeah.
Because animation can be expensive. But I think they do forget just the sheer vast amount of freelance artists and animators who are out there right now, and how we can cause that to build and grow and even become more affordable if we more commonly just funnel our attention and energy and money into it by making contracts with these people and hiring them out to do stuff. I think that is something they left out and forgot about. But a lot of the controversy is like, so what they did, right, was they green screened themselves in costumes, acting out this scene, because they
Yeah.
have this whole series of like anime this, anime that, and they take anime tropes and fit it into something silly like, what was it, fidget spinners, anime fidget spinners
Yep.
was one of theirs, and then this one was anime rock paper scissors. But then they used that footage and did this like thing where they trained Stable Diffusion AI to recreate frame by frame the footage, and then they voice acted it ahead of time so that it was like in animation, and they trained it on the style of an anime that came out. I think it was, oh goodness, when did it come out?
Is-
More than 10 years ago.
It was like Castlevania.
No, it wasn't
It was-
Castlevania.
it was, like,
It was similar vibe though, like a gothic
Mhm.
style, because they really liked it. And then they created this video with it, and it took a lot of work, still on their end, and a lot of processing power and rendering time. So it wasn't fully democratized to where I could do it on this laptop with my time and resources, but it was a step closer. What a lot of people are worried though is that instead of being used by like the little guy to go and make his big dream come true, it's just going to be sucked up by major studios to put people out of work, the same way that manufacturing jobs have been completely outsourced by machines in many areas, leading to a massive loss in what was the United States' strongest economic position, or strongest part of its economy for many, many decades.
Yeah.
Like in the 50s, you could just go to your factory manufacturing job, own like a 2-story house with a family of 6 children and no concerns, and you could still go to Disneyland every summer, and your teenage son could have his super nice car that he repaints every year, and that's fine. You could do that because manufacturing jobs were so high paying and so like easy to get. But
Yeah,
then
and there
automation
were
came
people are
in and
worried
that just
that it's-
completely vanished.
I know that like AI at this point is not at that level because if a big studio tried to use it, everyone would be like, "Bro,
What are you doing?"
This
Yeah.
looks terrible."
Exactly. And we wouldn't be able to get anything close to like say Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Yeah,
which is
like
a marvel
AI
with
isn't
AI.
at that level
But
yet.
trying to push things that direction is very concerning to people whose entire livelihoods are in there, or who are really trying to support that because they worry that the more we push it towards that, the more it's just going to be used to screw over people who are trying to have
But I
honest
think
jobs.
as
and creative
long
work.
as it's kept available to
Yeah, like you
people,
can't take it
to the
away.
people,
It's like a difficult balance.
yeah, which I think
Yeah.
most of these big names in like making these technological revolutions in AI, like ChatGPT, this
the voice one.
11 Labs and stuff like that, they've all been pretty, from what I understand, I might be wrong, but I feel like they've all been pretty transparent about like, we don't want our technology to be sucked up by these big corporations. We want these to stay available for everyone.
Which is true, but I'm going to be honest with you, the way giant corporations work, someone is going to do it.
Well,
Either they're going
but
to
there's
just
nothing
make
that
their own that does it, that's just better because they have the money to put into it, but it's someone is going
there's
to do it
not a whole lot that
eventually.
can be done about that though.
That's true.
Because the
Yeah.
only way that that can be stopped is at a national or international level
Yeah,
with law.
Like the
With
government
law.
stepping
Like the
in, yeah.
government would have to step in.
Yeah.
So it's
Which
like
I think
you-
someone is probably going to make a push for that soon, but I don't know if it's going to succeed or not.
So, changing the subject focus a little bit
back to
away
gaming.
from, well, yes, but away
Sorry,
from
yeah.
but no, that is a good point.
yeah,
But now that we've discussed the moral implications of it, let's talk about some of the crazy crap that we're going to be able to do.
Memes.
No, because I'm
Right.
just I'm imagining if we now have visual, audio, and like writing and
Dude,
stuff, right?
character creation in games.
That is what I was thinking.
That's what I was like. You just
like-
upload like 3 pictures, like one straight on, 2 profile.
You could be in the game
And then you're just in the
completely.
You're in the game, you're voicing it, but I'm thinking like even like I mean, if we have AI that can generate these images, well, eventually we'll have AI that can generate 3D models and stuff like that. I'm thinking
Mhm.
like you boot up a game that is like a character creator, and you just kind of tell it what you want your character to look like. You be like, I want my character to
Oh
be
yeah.
like
Mhm.
6 feet tall with black hair and look kind of like Benedict Cumberbatch, and like, and then it just like develops
It
or,
cuts
like,
out all of that time you sit there messing with sliders because you just
Right.
can't quite like
Mm.
see it, you know?
And then, or like you tell it, like if it's like a more fantasy type game, you're like, oh, I want my character to look like if Shrek was a human and had a baby with friggin'
So basically, just Shrek from Shrek 2 when he
Well-
drank the potion.
and drink the potion and had a baby with
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio, right? And like, or like just straight up, I just want it to be like handsome Shrek, like
Yeah, like it
Giga
could-
Chad Shrek,
Handsome Squidward.
and it like it could like search up through the internet,
yeah, like
find
it
things,
opens
and then just
it opens the
it
door
out.
for like self-insert, but also just creativity for your
Creativity,
character.
like,
Like
super
it
easy
removes
creativity.
those limits that are
Mm.
off that like just are naturally in character creation because they can only code so many options. But if you just let
But if you had an
if
AI,
you let
that
AI
can-
help control the character creation side of
oh,
it,
100%.
I feel like it could start off pretty fun with doing one of those, like if it had. You ever seen the game Heavy Bullets?
I think so.
Yeah. So in an art style similar to that, or like Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, you put in some pictures of you, and real simple. It just applies a couple of your features. We start with that, right? Very simple. And eventually, we could improve the technology to like say
Wow.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Hogwarts
levels.
Legacy
Yeah.
levels.
Which I wouldn't mind, like, oh, upload 3 pictures of yourself and you get to be in the game. That's not too bad. If it's searching the internet, there is the question of any copyright infringement.
they
that
would
could
have to.
happen.
They would have to
There'd have
like
to be some,
speak
there'd have
right
to be
there,
some things in place for that.
there's yeah.
Yeah.
But I
But,
mean,
like,
I'm
yeah,
thinking of a future where, and obviously this is very far
it's gonna
off.
take a while.
This is very far off, but it's the beginning. This is the beginning of what could eventually become something where, like, have you ever had like where you've got like an idea in your mind and you wish you had the money and resources to just like make a full like 20-minute like fan video of something,
All the time.
or like a demo of like a potential game that you wish you could just snap and it would be a
AI can
reality?
help you get that
Like,
initial.
we could have a reality within the next decade or two.
I think
where-
within just the next decade. I
Yeah.
think.
next
Probably.
decade,
Like
maybe.
where you've got these advanced enough AIs where you could go into the AI and be like, I've been reading Percy Jackson and the
Mhm,
Lightning Thief
yeah.
with my class, and I'm like, oh man, I wish there was a cool like Percy Jackson video game where I could be like, I could tell this AI, hey, make a fully like interactable Camp Half Blood, like little open world thing,
Mm.
and like, set some parameters for it, and then just like give it a
think
few
that
hours
could-
to cook and like it
Let him cook.
like again, huge implications with copyright and ethical things, but like
Mhm.
the potential
Yeah,
there
it
is
sounds so cool.
incredible.
I think a really good use for that could actually be for people who want to pitch new ideas for games and
Oh
TV
yeah,
shows.
Mhm.
Yeah,
AI
like,
can help
say-
you with
Like
that.
I
easy,
have
quick
a-
demos.
Yeah,
Absolutely, with like full voice acting through the voice things,
and
like
it would
3D
definitely
models, art,
like,
everything,
yeah.
writing. all
and
done.
it would still not be to the quality of like actual human
Mhm.
artists working on it, but it'd be enough to show like to be a proof of concept.
proof of
So, like,
concept,
say that, right?
exactly.
Because I've got this idea that I eventually want to push forward and try to get made. I'm kind of ambitious in this, but I want to eventually make a TV show.
And
right?
the AI
and I
can
could
help
take
you
this
get the
and just
pitch.
be like, hey, I want to. Here's my script. Here's what I want these people to kind of sound like. The sound design ideas. Here's a bit of music. Help me put together this demo. I'll take it to the studio, and they'll say yay or nay. And if they say yay, then we hire the team together. But to have that as just like a quick way to like visualize the idea at its base level, I think would be one of the best uses for these technologies.
100%.
Period.
But
So-
I mean, I'm even thinking. Okay, wait, you go
Oh,
first.
So, have you all seen Borderlands
Yep.
at all?
Yeah.
What I think
Like
would
the
be
video
a
game?
really good first step for AI art, or like at least making 3D models, is Borderlands, because it has such a defined
Borderlands
kind of like
art style, yeah.
Yeah.
comic book, like hard edge style,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
which fits
Mm.
really well with like what Corridor Digital did was
yeah,
there,
definitely.
like anime, quote unquote.
Mhm.
And I feel like Borderlands style would work really well for like those first steps. So I was just imagining like you could do a Borderlands style game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I'm just remembering like the last time we tried to do turning your face into a 3D model was like an NBA 2K game a while ago. They had like
It
the
did not
Xbox
work.
Connect. You just
Mhm.
sit in front of that for
There's
like
your
3
first
minutes,
issue.
and it was just.
It's
But-
a good. It's a.
But I mean, I think realistically, you input this kind of AI technology into like an engine like Unreal, and kind of marry those two together, and you could create some bonkers stuff. I mean, obviously, we don't have that technology right now, but within the
No.
next 10 years, absolutely possible. And it's like, or like, have you ever had like, you know how like you wake up and you had a dream and it was totally insane, and you're like, I wish I could just like turn this into a movie and show everyone.
Mhm.
Like, you could
You know, to be
explain
honest,
that to
I've
the
always
AI, and then
wanted
it
that.
would.
It's true. I've always wanted
pop
the
it out.
technology to like just like basically put a projector on my head and just
Exactly.
like this is what I am imagining.
Exactly. That is not an idea that is completely insane anymore. With
Mhm.
Except for the
AI
mind reading part of it.
well, yeah,
Yeah, we need to work
with
on that.
AI now able to generate voice, writing, and visual things,
Mm-hmm.
100% possible in the future. That you could just explain to the AI what you want, and it makes it. Like
Well, that's
Anyway.
Yeah.
Excuse me. That's sick.
anyway, and I think it could go with gaming. It could go with
Just
TV
about
shows.
anything,
Just about
any
anything.
kind of any kind of media.
yeah.
I feel like we also haven't really talked about the opportunity to make characters in RPGs that much more dynamic.
Oh yeah.
To use AI to help them generate responses to unpredictable things that players will say. I remember there was a while ago, there was some game that did something like this. I don't know how they did this. I just remember some clips of PewDiePie playing it years ago, where it was like you need to go, you can type anything into the text box, and that's how you interact with the game. And you're doing like this dinner party with these two friends of yours, and Jason off camera, he's nodding. You remember this, and he would type in random things, and they would respond pretty accurately to how a person would respond. Like he'd say something incredibly rude, and their like jaws would drop, and they'd be like, "I think you need to go."
Yeah.
And it's like being able to run something a bit more like that, where it's like, okay, you have a contract for this game. We model your voice for this game specifically to run through this personality thing. So if anyone says anything that we haven't already recorded, it can adapt around that. And suddenly, like, say you have an open world. Okay, going back to the example of Hogwarts Legacy, right? We have a new Hogwarts game, and you go to the professor and you ask them, like, "Hey, have you heard of the Berlin Wall?"
Oh.
And they say something about it,
Mhm.
you know,
Well,
or
Oh,
like,
okay.
And here's the thing,
Yeah.
like, well, here's the, okay. So, I don't know how many of you guys have seen the YouTuber video game Donkey.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty funny, but he made a joke video forever ago, talking about like Half-Life 3 and how like insane Half-Life 3 was gonna be. And he's like, and they're gonna have like characters that when you talk to them into your mic, they talk to you back, like in real. But like,
We're
that's
getting there.
like he said that as a
Mhm.
joke, but I mean, we have that technology right now. I mean,
we have the technology.
we have but I mean,
we
like,
can rebuild him.
but like, I'm just saying, like, think about it. If use the technology basis of Chat GPT and this voice thing, and say like, I say something into my mic and it turns it into text, and it feeds that text into Chat GPT, and then Chat GPT responds how Chat GPT responds,
Mm-hmm.
and then uses that text to make like a voice,
That is a
to make like a
wild
voice
proposition.
using the
like-
thing, and it would be interactive, it would be real time, and it would be fully voiced. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's
it's pretty insane. And
Incredible to think.
And like, actually, I've seen what people do. Like, there's this website where you can go and these people have trained these different character personalities into ChatGPT from all these different things, different video games, movies, TV shows. And I've interacted with a few of them, and they are shocking in how effectively they capture those character personalities. You know, if you just like, it would take time to train it into it. You know, you would need to be very specific on like, this person is this level of sassy. He has these phrases and words he likes to use a lot. It would take a lot of work to train each one. But once you did, the results would be impressive.
I 100% that specifically, like having characters that have like active like dialogue back and forth with you that's generated in real time by an AI and like is responsive to your voice coming into the mic. That I think we could 100% see within the next couple of years in mainline video games.
Someone's
like,
definitely going to try it.
Yeah.
Hands down. Yeah.
like
Yeah. One last thing about this AI stuff. I just remembered this. If y'all want to see like a really good example of like the implementation of AI in animation and like how like interaction with the player, check out the game Rain World.
I think I saw an ad for that a while back.
It is one of the wildest ecosystems.
Huh.
You basically play as like a little like slug cat creature, and the like environment that you're in is so interactive and so like intricate. Somebody made a video on it. I watched it the other day. It was like a video essay on how the intricacies of the Rain World ecosystem, and it is like incredibly realistic.
Yeah.
Because like the animations are procedurally generated, the interactions between the player and the the NPCs around you are procedurally generated. So like, if you want to see a really
so
good
we're already
implementation,
seeing it. Like it's already here. Like, yeah, but I mean, it's crazy to me that right now, if I wanted to, I could have a full conversation with ChatGPT, voice and everything. Because all I'd have to do is take the responses that it puts out in text, paste it into the thing, and then just hit generate, and it would respond to me with a voice. Like, put it into the, I don't know, and it's like that technology. Very easy to put together. Like,
Very cool.
I'm sorry, I'm excited about it. We're gonna have like interactable characters here within the next few years, and it's gonna be insane.
You're tired of hearing about this, Aiden, aren't you?
We gotta move on. Kyle, you put like 6 news topics on this thing.
Yeah.
Pick
well,
3.
You said it was going to be a. Okay, fine.
Wait, Ben, what was that game called again?
Rain World.
All right. Well, I guess I'll. cut
Don't
out
talk
the-
about the AI art.
Yeah. Fine. So tell us your Fortnite news.
You already
I
did.
did.
Oh, that's right.
It just got overshadowed.
I've
by
already
everything else.
forgotten. Yeah. Okay. Is it my turn?
Why don't we continue the saga of Sony versus Microsoft here with this?
Yes.
the
Here we
Blizzard
go.
acquisition continues.
So the Blizzard acquisition
The saga continues.
So
Complete
here's
saga.
something crazy. Something happened recently in this whole thing. Sony has been ordered to reveal several trade secrets to Microsoft as a direct result of its opposition to Microsoft wanting to acquire Activision Blizzard, which is kind of crazy.
It's hilarious, honestly.
It's
Sony
absolutely
continues
hilarious.
taking L's
It's
over
just
and
left
over.
and right. It's bad. Well, for Sony.
For Sony, good for Blizzard, Microsoft, and
Yeah.
people who enjoy them.
But Microsoft's subpoena has been granted as of late February, and as a result, Sony has to provide Microsoft with exclusivity deals and 4 years worth of company records
Holy cow!
that Microsoft claims will help it make a case for why the acquisition should go through. They originally requested going back as far as 10 years, but the FTC limited it to 4.
Yeah, the FTC was like, anything after 4 years is kind of like not important right now.
Yeah, because and one of the defenses about like 4 years instead of 10 was that they would be having to go through more than 150,000
Oh,
contracts.
boo-hoo, Sony. It's
but,
just so funny.
yeah.
Because like Sony's
They're
first
really
their
trying.
initial issue is all like, oh, but the Call of Duty's gonna go away. And Microsoft's like, A, no, it's not, and B, here, why don't we make a binding contract with Nvidia and Nintendo? Which, side note on the Nintendo one, the UK's like competition committee was like looking at that deal, and they were like, Microsoft, you realize modern Call of Duty titles probably can't run on the Switch, right? And Microsoft was like, We never said anything about the current Switch. But the EU is getting closer to approve the deal. China's supposedly going to approve it. Nvidia is now on board because it's like Sony. The only thing that Sony has on their side is the FTC and the UK's committees, because they aren't completely swayed by like the deals and everything. But like,
It's sounding like they're leaning more towards Microsoft.
I mean, I haven't followed this a whole ton, but the thing is that if there's one company that I trust to play nice with the other companies
Microsoft.
and share the stuff when they buy it, it's Microsoft.
they did it with Minecraft.
They've been super. I mean, Minecraft is still on the PS5 and the PS4. Like, they've been super open, and like they were some of the first ones to do like cross-platform. It's been consistently. I love Sony games, but like
A little pause.
but like
little hesitation there.
they have consistently been the ones holding everybody else back in terms of like cross-platform gameplay and like intercompany harmony and like creativity and sharing and stuff like that. And Microsoft has consistently been at the front of it. And Nintendo's just kind of
Nintendo's just playing
Nintendo's
nice.
just kind of riding along with Microsoft, like, okay, like, but Microsoft is pushing ahead, and Sony's been dragging behind. So I'm kind of like, if this lawsuit whole debacle thing kind of convinces Sony to hop on board, and
Oh no, you know that if this deal goes through, Sony's gonna just gonna try and make it all about them, and there's gonna be like, oh, boo-hoo, woe is us.
But in this case, I am a Sony. Like, I have a PlayStation 5 and I like Sony games, but I'm 100% voting for Microsoft here because they are the more
Trustworthy brand.
player-friendly brand. That like I know like if they say they're not going to take Call of Duty off of PlayStation, then they're not going to take Call of Duty off of PlayStation. If Sony was buying.
What's really funny though is that Microsoft made the exclusivity deal with Nvidia and Nintendo. They offered one to Sony, and Sony said no.
Yeah.
Sony declined the 10-year deal to have Call of Duty on PlayStation in hopes that it would help because they thought that by accepting the deal, it would hurt their chances of getting this deal blocked, because they'd be like, oh, well, we just helped them by guaranteeing Call of Duty stays on there. They're like, no, we have to make everybody still trust Microsoft's word. Sony's just shooting themselves in the foot.
100%. And this isn't the first time. This is the
like
most
a grudge at this point.
Oh, it's
large. Oh, yeah. I mean, this is the most large-scale instance of it, but this is hardly the first. I mean, there have been so many instances of Microsoft reaching out to Sony and saying, "Hey,
you want to work together?
We should work together," and then Sony being no and spitting on their hand, like it's, and then being all like upset about it when they're like, "Microsoft won't work with me," and it's like,
yeah.
Yes,
I expect that come June, July, August, late summer, that we will see Activision Blizzard underneath Microsoft and Phil Spencer, and it'll be a good thing probably for everybody but Sony.
Probably. And it's funny because it probably could have been a good thing for Sony.
Oh, absolutely,
Had
it
they
could have been.
Had they played nice.
Because Sony has just a history of just like Final Fantasy games have never been on anything but PC and PlayStation. There's never been
False.
Other than
Final
the old
Fantasy
ones.
started on Nintendo.
But but modern ones.
Modern ones.
Yeah.
Since,
All
since 7.
since
it's been
7 they've
Sony
all been
exclusive.
exclusives, and there's never been an Xbox Final Fantasy game. I don't think.
Yeah, which is a crying shame.
Well,
I don't think so.
well, no, because
Was
there
one
are
of
actually
them?
there
Quite a
are
lot of
Final
them
Fantasy
ported to
games on
Steam.
Xbox Game Pass.
That's right.
Oh, have they?
And quite a lot of them are available on Steam now.
The new ones or the old ones?
Both.
Well, no, but they're on PC.
Yeah.
But like the new games, lots of new games are like Sony. They're like,
I mean,
ours.
some, but like
Square
there are
Enix
some
is
of like
moving-
the bigger ones that have.
Well,
that
because
have been on
Square
Xbox
Enix, I
Game
know,
Pass.
has said also that they're gonna get rid of their exclusivity deal with Sony because it's not making money.
Well, and that's the thing. It really is. It's like a schoolyard, like a playground, and
Little argument.
you've got PC and Nintendo and Xbox, and they're over here playing a game and having fun, and they're saying to Sony, "Come play with us. It's fun. It's fun." And Sony's sitting out like a little
And then
brat in
complaining to
corner
the
and being
teachers that they're not playing nice.
No, I'm not gonna play with you guys. I don't want to. It's not gonna be fun, and then getting mad because no one wants to play with him. It's like that is.
I don't think I could have explained
that
that any
actually
better.
is perfect. that is perfect.
And it's just goofy.
Speaking of
oh my
Final
goodness.
Fantasy, though, Square Enix.
Yeah, Square
Tell me,
Enix.
Kyle.
The Square Enix CEO is stepping down and is going to be replaced with a new guy. This is the same CEO who has been pushing to do NFT stuff in video games.
Oh, good.
Sweet. That's my favorite.
Yeah, he's been such a big fanboy of NFTs. The thing is, him stepping down is no guarantee that they will stop that.
Yeah,
direction.
they've actually said that because they're
still
planning
they're
games
still
and
planning
stuff.
on it. But he was really the guy who was pushing the most for that. So we'll see if the new CEO comes in and is like, no, like an intelligent human being, or if he's going to.
How out of touch with the internet do you have to be to think that putting NFTs in anything is a good idea? I mean,
We're
every
talking
single
about
time
corporate
it's been
executives.
Yeah,
here.
well, they have
right,
a
but like
history.
every time it's been even remotely mentioned, there has just been universal
Universal
backlash and
pushback.
hatred, like against NFTs. I just don't understand how anyone who isn't living inside of a cave could be like,
Corporate cave.
He's living in his
NFTs
corporate
are a
cave made
great
out of $100
idea.
bills.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, but it is weird. There's a lot of, and I understand the desire to experiment with new technologies,
But not in the
especially if
video
it's going
games.
to be like money-making technologies.
Oh.
But yeah, right. But the problem is, you
Don't
just
put it in
gotta
our
know
video
your,
games,
yeah, exactly.
please.
You
Yeah.
got to know what your consumers are willing to accept, because at the end of the day, it's not the game that makes you money; it's the consumers that pay you money.
100%.
The game is just what you entice the consumers to open their wallets
And if there's
for.
anything that most of us, if not all of us, can get behind, it's blocking NFTs.
It's the NFTs suck. That
You
they
may
are
have
bad.
controversies in your games, but that just splits the audience in half. But if you
Yep.
put NFTs in the game, that doesn't split it in half. That takes them
just
all away.
everybody
Just
hates
remove-
you.
There's gonna be like those 5 guys who are like, "Oh, this is gonna be valuable later," and then it's not.
And then it's not.
It's
Not
just-
even a little bit.
Yeah. But anyway, that one's pretty simple. The next one is gonna take a little bit of
Why
explaining.
don't you
but it's not
shill
too
for
much.
your game?
I'm gonna shill for my game.
Am I the only one that's not going to be shilling for my game? I think so.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Look at you. You're
Look at me. I am
proud of you,
holding
I'm proud
your
of you.
pseudo moral integrity. For
yeah,
not
my
shilling.
pseudo moral
Pseudo moral
not
integrity.
shilling for Overwatch.
So,
So-
actually, no. You were comparing everybody in League to Overwatch earlier. I'll call that shilling.
We don't have it on footage. That won't hold up in court.
Yeah, we do.
It'll hold up with
No, we
that
weren't
court.
recording by that point.
Backward.
We weren't recording.
No, we were. That was when
We
he
were-
was talking
yeah, that was
about
his news
he was
segment.
talking about the.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
it was.
we were
He was
recording.
talking about in concept.
It's on footage. It'll hold
Oh,
up in
court
court.
was doing with me though.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyways.
Anyway.
That was.
Yeah, but I don't have a news segment about mine.
All right, whatever. Genshin Impact.
Could have.
A new character has just been released who has been highly anticipated by the fan community. Dehya is her name, and she was really popular because she was a big part of the most recent story events and stuff, well, story quest, and she was really cool, honestly. Like, I really like this character. I like her design, personality. The voice actor is phenomenal, and the way she's presented in the game is really awesome. And as far as I can tell from the fan community, she's popular around the globe. The Chinese fan community, this guy from that came over to the English subreddit and was talking about how much people loved this character over there. I'm pretty sure around the world. Problem is, Dehya is the worst unit in the game, meta-wise.
Screw your meta.
No, but like you need to understand. We have like these different like content creators in the community who like their whole thing is they produce character guides for all these characters, and a lot of them, for even some of the ones that everyone's saying, oh, this character's not really good, they will show you how to play them and how to do well with them. These same people then said all of them in their videos, well, maybe not all of them, but most of them in their videos, yeah, Dehya's kind of unplayable at this point. Like, you can run around the overworld with her, but her kit is anti-synergistic with literally everybody else, including the people who would make her best. You need to use the best buffer in the game to get her up to unbuffed damage of other characters who are similar. Her numbers are really weird, like her cooldown for her ultimate, or burst, this is the game terminology, is super long, but the duration is 4 seconds, and if you jump, it just ends. And people have been reporting that as a bug, and then customer service said, oh, that's not a bug, just don't jump.
Sweet.
And there's all these things. And the funny thing is, right, the animations are really cool. The story bits are really cool. The design, the voice, everything is really cool. Then you get over to, like, whoever programmed how she actually functions in the game. I've played this, right? I played the demo. It was so bad. It felt so wrong. Even with all these cool animations and other things, it was just the most, like, when they released their trailer demoing the character, she was struggling to take down the opponents and do the things that they were advertising her doing. Like triggering the melt reaction with another character. She couldn't do it. It's so bad.
I mean, personally, to me, this looks like a lot of anime, and
You don't say.
and that's pretty cringe. So that's my biggest problem with it.
All right.
Shush, Jason.
No, this does, in all reality though, this does look really. We're watching the
Yeah.
some
trailer.
Me
Yeah.
from my moral soapbox of Fortnite. Which is
I
kind of
don't know that
cringe.
you have-
Anime
I don't
is
think you have a lot of room to talk.
This is the man
No.
with both Naruto and Goku in his game.
and My
But,
Hero
like,
Academia. They added
This
that
has
too
never
pretty
happened before. It's funny because people have previously considered Shinyan to be one of the worst units in the game, where it's like shield, but really bad shield. Essentially, is how
We
this
have
character
Shield at
works.
home.
Hydra. Shield, but really bad.
Yeah,
Right? But now people are like, Shinyan has better damage potential, and maybe not damage potential, but at least better utility than this new character who is of a higher rarity, who requires more investment,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like been way high. It's so
Sounds like a skill
So what do you
issue.
want Mio to do?
fix
Buffer.
the character. This is not the first time they've released a horribly broken character and then released a patch to fix them.
Oh,
that
so
has only
then-
happened twice, and there are so many characters.
If I had a
Hoyoverse-
nickel for every time Genshin Impact released a broken character and then released the patch
have
afterwards to
two
fix it,
nickels.
I'd have 2 nickels.
which
isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
The scary thing is, though,
That's
it's
just
weird
League
that
of Legends every new character.
Right. But here's the thing: is League of Legends eventually fixes it. A lot of other ones that are like not as good, they just never fixed. And admittedly, some of them were helped by the introduction of the Dendro element to the game. But we've already done all 7 elements that are going to be in the game. There's no new element that you can add that can fix Dehya. Like, did you just say the Among Us element?
No.
You call me cringe? Get out! Get out!
Now Kyle's the one pointing to the door.
It's so weird, and there's been a lot of community pushback. But the problem is, a lot of people went and bought the character on the first day anyway.
And
because
there's your problem,
there's
folks.
the problem.
You are the problem.
all the simps. All the simps.
Aiden
You have no
looking
idea how hard
directly
the
at the
internet
camera.
simps for this
You.
character.
You are the problem.
You want them to stop releasing broken things? Stop buying them.
That's the thing. But then you see like the day 2 and 3 banner sales are abysmal. It's really, really low. So I'm hoping that yeah,
Her
like,
name's Dehya.
Dehya. Yeah.
Dehya. Guys, if you want Dehya, but just better, check out League of Legends Samira. She's basically the exact same, but just better.
If you want Dehya but real, just go to the Overwatch League.
If you want Dehya, but actual good character development, watch Avatar, and particularly Zuko.
What?
What?
He does fire things.
Dehya? Oh, I was like, I don't remember a Dehya character in
I
Avatar.
was about to say,
Zuko,
like,
he
there's
does
no
fire
similarity
things.
between them, but okay,
Fire.
Sure.
And
they
I'm
wear
sure she
red
has
and
good
black.
character
No,
development.
Dehya has
too.
fantastic character development already. That's not the
I
problem.
mean, nobody
It's-
has a
it's
good
just her
character
kit
development
is the
as Zuko,
issue.
but-
Well, yeah, but I would
that's a
never
whole-
compare her to
that's
Zuko
the
in
whole-
the first place.
that's the highest bar there is. Zuko's redemption arc is
Yeah, name a higher character development bar than Zuko. I
Star
dare
Killer.
you.
no. I
This
mean,
is pretty good.
No.
I love Star Killer, but no.
No, I was throwing a name out there.
Zuko is not
pretty good.
impressed. But anyway,
I do love
that's
Star
that
Killer.
one. I don't know a ton else to say about it unless you're actually in the Genshin Impact community, in which case you probably already know about this. So,
Too bad.
Man,
We
now
do- we
I
are
want to play
not.
Force Unleashed.
There you go.
Star Killer. I haven't played that. in
All
so
right, so the biggest news story for this week,
Sure.
and when I saw it on Twitter, I had to make sure that it was actually the IOC.
long. Minecraft 2.
I had to make sure it was the actual International Olympic Committee Twitter account tweeting this out. So, the IOC announced the Olympic Esports Series for 2023. So, in the last several years, there's been talk about introducing esports into the Olympics, and I know before the Tokyo Games they had some dabbling in video games, I think, but it wasn't officially in there. But they announced on Twitter earlier this week, they're like, the Esports Series for 2023, and they announced 9 events for this series. And when they said that it was coming, we're like, oh shoot, are we gonna get Rocket League? Are we gonna get some League of Legends,
Overwatch.
Dota, StarCraft? And we knew that there was talk that first-person shooters probably wouldn't, just because it's a little violent. But we're like, there's so many. You could have Smash Bros even in there,
right?
And then they come out and they're like, all right, here are the 9 events: archery, baseball, chess, cycling, dance, motorsport, sailing, taekwondo, and tennis. The classic esport title.
and it's
So
all these
this
games
is-
that I don't think anybody has ever
So
heard
2 of them, tennis and tic-tac-toe, are played on their mobile games. Cycling is literally just They're just cycling like the
They're just on a
cycling
stationary
devices
bike?
with Zwift.
Dance is just dance. It's just
Okay,
dance.
Just
well,
Dance.
that's fine.
I've
So
actually-
if there
okay,
were
yeah.
if there were two in here that I'm okay with, it's Motorsport because it's Gran Turismo and Dance because it's Just Dance. I'd love to
that's
see.
fair. That's
Well, I
fair.
mean, chess.com.
Chess.com's fine.
it's-
When you think of esports, you do not think of chess because
Yes,
you can
yeah.
play that in real life.
Chess was already recognized Olympically as a sport. I don't know if anyone competed in the Olympics for it, but like just regular chess.
Yeah,
just put
I
down a
get it.
chessboard.
There's
So
no
like
difference
chess
between
shouldn't
regular
be in there,
chess
but
and
then
chess.com.
the classic esport of baseball.
Baseball.
Like, okay, here's
WBSCE baseball. Power pros.
or virtual
Finally.
taekwondo using essentially just better
a
better connect.
So here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking happened, right? The International Olympic
A bunch of
Committee.
boomers got
Exactly,
together.
a bunch of boomers, and one of them's like, I saw this trailer on the cable about EA Sports.
But they went with e-baseball
Yeah,
instead
exactly.
of not even MLB the show.
Yeah, but it's like they
Or
they,
Wii Sports? Come
yeah,
on.
they think that EA Sports and Wii Sports are esports.
But like
and it's
sailing,
like,
it's literally
like
just
sports video games.
Sailing is
It's-
literally
no.
just Microsoft Flight Sim, but for sailing.
There's no. I mean, what
This
kills
is so
me
bad.
is there's
Outside of
no
Gran Turismo, there's no like Gran
there's
Turismo
no
and Just
real.
Dance.
Yeah, there's no like one. Those are the only two games that are like real like games people recognize, and two, those are only the real games where there's any like real like. I feel like there's any like super like competitiveness.
Like,
or
where's
shit.
my Rocket League? Where's my?
I like.
Where-
I don't want
where's
to watch.
League?
I don't want to
Cloud-
watch people do like competitive virtual sailing.
Yeah,
like,
Cloud9 then.
Cloud9 replied to them saying, I fixed your esports lineup.
And it's
CSGO,
Overwatch.
Halo, Hearthstone, League of
Dude.
Legends, Overwatch, Super Smash, Teamfight Tactics, and Valorant.
Because
Be
like
infinitely better.
I understand why no first-person shooters. Like, okay, you want to
Yeah,
err
that's
on the
fair.
side of caution, but like, why like
Smash,
Smash,
Rocket League.
You heck, throw in like FIFA, NBA 2K, and Madden
100%.
while you're at it. Like
Osu.
Osu?
Yeah, throw
Yeah.
in an actual
100%
like
Osu.
the only thing that I can think of is that like they didn't want to deal with big publishers. They didn't want to have to approach Riot or they didn't want to have to approach Nintendo to be like, hey, can we use these games? But like. If the
But that doesn't
IOC
make
approached
sense.
Riot and asked if League of Legends if they could have a World Cup style event, which I know League already kind of does, don't they?
It kind of.
But not like this
Not-
level. Like
not-
if
not
they had,
on that
if they
level.
had
Not the
approached
Olympics.
Riot and been like, can we have an Olympic level competition for League? Do you think Riot would have said no, Ben?
I don't know, honestly.
Because it wouldn't have been paid.
Mhm,
Like
it-
it's
it-
Riot, right? Like they wouldn't have paid, so it wouldn't have been competing with the LCS or with any of
Mhm.
like League of Legends stuff because it's
Yeah.
like these pro players would compete, but it's like the Overwatch World Cup.
Right.
Like they still compete.
Saw someone post, they said, this isn't esports, this is virtual sports.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
exactly what it
Exactly.
is.
I feel like it's. I honestly don't even think it was dealing with publishers. I suspect
They didn't even try.
they didn't even try. I think that they got a lot of pressure to put on esports, and then they were like, "Well, we want to," and then they think, "Oh, esports, that must mean virtual sports," or they were really stubborn, and they were like, "Fine, we'll do it, but we want to
But
keep it
only
close
if
to what we're
it's-
already
yeah.
doing."
But only if it's
and so,
like
because they think their audience will disappear if they see League of Legends or some
I mean,
other
I
garbage
think I
like
think
that.
what it honestly is probably they're tired of people asking them for esports, so they're like, we're just gonna go out of our way to find the most boring things to put on our esports
to kill the
to
industry
kill it-
in this
to
discussion.
kill it in this discussion. Which I think the one way to make sure that doesn't work is tune into them, even if they're awful. At least tune into the Just Dance. and the Gran Turismo.
I will tune into
Like-
Just Dance because that's gonna be kind of interesting.
I will get every device in my house. playing
Tyler
this.
won.
Tyler won
Playing
Just
That
Dance.
would be- no, but I don't know. I have to test these games out for myself, but apparently Tic Tac Bow, the
And Tennis
archery one,
Clash
and Tennis
are
Clash are
mobile
very.
games.
They're mobile games. They're also very pay to win.
Oh,
apparently.
probably.
Oh,
That-
Where,
No,
where you can get
100%
better
facts.
bows and like
Yep,
better
yep.
rackets.
No, that doesn't surprise me.
Oh,
Yeah,
they had
it
to pick pay to
100%
win?
seems like just a pick from a
But
board
what's-
of
what's
old
funny
executives
is,
that either
like-
have no idea what they're doing or know exactly what they're doing and,
And
are
are
trying to
trying to
kill
kill
it.
What's funny
yeah.
is Just Dance only exists on the Switch now, right? I don't think do they have Microsoft and PlayStation versions
They,
anymore?
I'm pretty sure they do.
I'm
Do
pretty
they?
sure Just Dance releases on everything, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
but do they
because,
have
like,
motion
Just-
controls on? They
Just
just
Dance
use
with the
phone.
Kinect is like much more in depth.
No, new game.
than-
I'm talking about
Yeah,
the
like
new
the
Just
newest
Dance
ones.
games. They don't have the Kinect anymore. Like I don't. Does the play?
I mean,
hang on. Let me.
Because I mean, they could use the controllers from PlayStation VR for
Yeah.
Just Dance.
Well, no, but it's like I'd imagine they'd want to use the newest ones, right?
Let's find out.
And I'm only seeing the Nintendo page for it. Oh no, okay, they do have the PS5 version.
yeah.
Because it would
I
be.
think you can hook up your phone.
But see, what's so funny is like they'll have Just Dance, and it'll just be like a PlayStation 5 hooked up in this massive Singapore stage.
right.
Mhm.
Like, no, like these nice gaming rigs. It's just a PlayStation 5.
Yeah. It's just it's so out of touch that it's got to be either completely intentional or completely ignorant. Like
It's
There's no other way.
it's so. But so the reason why I wanted to go last, this IOC can't seem to put together a good Olympic event.
Mhm.
So I know that we said we're not going to do a filler segment. The audience didn't know that we had said that, but we are now doing it live. What I want each of you to do is come up with a 5-event video game series, but you cannot use established esports titles because that's a cop out.
Wait, so what counts as established esports title?
So you can't use like League, you can't use OSU, Overwatch, Valorant, Smash,
Rocket League?
or Rocket League.
Wait, how are we supposed to come up with ones that aren't those?
So I want you to be creative. Think of games that you play and think of funny things in there that can be turned into competitive.
Okay,
No.
Aiden, hold on.
I need you.
I have been waiting for this
So,
moment.
I want you all to come up with 5. I
I'm
will go
ready.
first because I came up with this idea, so I
And
thought
you
about
can't
it.
use any of those big names?
No.
Oh, I've got nothing then. I have
Easy.
no idea.
You haven't played just like a. Think of something in Breath of the Wild that could turn.
No, that's
into-
mine.
turn
That is.
competitive.
I already called dibs on that many episodes ago.
Let's allow repeats.
Okay, you
Okay.
can allow repeats, and like if you use an esports title, you cannot use the standard competitive thing. So it's like if you do Rocket League, it can't just be 3v3 or 4v4. Like it has to be something really creative.
So you
in
say
the games.
5?
5.
Wait,
All
if
right.
you use Rocket League, so you can use Rocket League?
What do we say this side of the table? Do we allow normal esports titles, or do we have to be super creative? Of course.
I want to be creative.
All
Let's
right,
be
super
creative.
creative.
All right.
I will go first to establish my
think.
5-game set. The first one is a Wii Sports marathon. We're talking the original Wii Sports, and they have to do all 5 or 6 sports, and they have to and they play against each other in all of them. They have to compete, right? So they
It's
go
like a
head-
decathlon.
They do
but
a decathlon, but Wii Sports. They do the baseball, they do the boxing, they do the bowling, they do the baseball, they do the tennis.
She said baseball twice.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know.
Do they do extra baseball then?
Extra baseball. And so they play the Wii Sports, original Wii Sports, against each other. All right. The second one is just a set, a mode banned version of first to 3 wins of OG Battlefront 2. And so they do the pick ban just like they do in like all the other esports, but they do it for the modes and the maps of OG Battlefront 2.
I would
Love
watch
it,
that.
love it.
Actually.
And so like Heroes versus Villains is in the pool if it gets picked.
Ooh,
And so that's what they do. So that's the second one. The third one is I know they have Just Dance, and I'm going slightly out of video games here. I want dance cabinets. I want DDR, Pump It Up, Stepmania X. I want them to do some dance cabinets. Because you imagine like high level international competition of DDR. You imagine
That would be pretty
watching
wild.
that? That would be crazy.
That would be pretty wild.
And then my fourth one, Minecraft Hunger Games. Come on. We gotta have an Olympic-style Minecraft Hunger Games competition
I already put that down
where
as one of
every
mine.
country
So
gets like 2 or 3 people to compete, and you just
That would
have
be a
you
lot
just
of
have like
fun.
a group stage of all together,
Yeah.
and then the countries that finish up top, that would be all. And you go to like OG maps. You go to like Breeze Island, in like Orient, these old like Power Move City. You go like these old maps, right?
That'd
And
be
then the
pretty cool.
final one. Lego Star Wars Pod Racing.
Oh yeah.
Where they just time it, and whoever can complete it the fastest is how you rank.
All right, I've got mine.
So that's my 5 sets. So they'll start with the pod racing, then they'll do Hunger Games. Like I guess it doesn't really matter the order, but those are the events: so pod racing, Hunger Games, dance cabinets, OG Battlefront 2, and a Wii Sports decathlon. Is my 5.
I've got mine.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Ben, are
I'm
you still
almost
thinking?
done.
All right,
I
so
have
Corey,
one
you
more.
go
'Kay.
yours. Corey, what do you got?
Here are my 5. I like Minecraft Hunger Games, and I definitely think that should be one. But to avoid going twice, I'm gonna say Skyblock instead, like Sky Wars or Bed Wars.
Bed Wars.
I
and
almost
Sky
wrote that
Wars?
down.
Yeah, something along those lines. Those are way fun.
Gosh.
What was my other one? My other one was Beat Saber.
Oh, dude, that'd be sick.
That'd be dope.
Olympic level Beat Saber would be sick.
Oh man.
And like they'd have to
Um,
create new tracks for the Olympics.
for the
Oh, yeah,
Olympics, yeah,
for
they'd be
the Olympics.
IOC approved.
Oh yeah, it'd
That'd be
sick.
dope. And if they could like commission music for it.
Oh,
yeah.
dude, get like
the
third
Olympic
party.
theme. You don't know the Olympic theme?
Oh, yeah, the
Made by John Williams.
Yeah, no, that'd be sick.
That's how they open the esports segment. Is they just have someone doing the Olympic theme
On
on all,
Beat Saber.
on all of the music things. So you have like Osu doing it, Beat Saber, dance cabinets. That'd be
be
cool.
sick.
Yeah,
That'd be
okay,
dope.
Beat Saber would be sick.
Are you watching this Olympic International?
Yeah,
Committee?
IOC,
Yeah,
come on,
come
we're
on,
giving
guys.
you great ideas.
The rest of them are not quite as creative. I was thinking Mario Kart. There isn't really a big competitive Mario
It does
Kart scene.
technically have a scene.
Yeah,
but we'll
yeah.
allow it.
I think-
Which game though?
Double Dash.
No,
Come
the
on.
newest one.
Oh,
No,
come on.
Do a decathlon with all of them.
Okay, I like
Oh,
that idea.
whoa,
Yeah,
I like that.
absolutely.
Run all 8 or 9 Mario Kart games.
All of them, every single track once.
Oh,
the
so
ultimate endurance
the
test.
all-around cup, the full
The
cup.
all-around
Wait, does
cup.
Mario Kart 8 have
We
one
call
of
this
those?
the Carpal Tunnel Cup.
Because Double Dash has a Grand Prix that has all tracks.
It does,
but does,
which is an
does
absolute
8,
banger.
Does we? I don't think they do.
I don't know.
So
I
you
haven't
just
played
have to do
too
it in
much.
order.
to-
Because Double
yeah.
Dash has it in randomized order, the all cup.
Which is amazing.
It's amazing. All
Yeah.
26 tracks.
I
Okay,
love it.
Mario
Okay,
Kart will allow it.
Okay, you didn't say Fortnite, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
Fortnite technically, I
Okay.
guess.
So I'm gonna say
Some
Fortnite.
battle royale.
Especially you could do like you could either do battle royale or you could do like 1v1.
Like I
build
guess technically
competitions.
Fortnite
Like,
does have an
it does have a
esport, but I
competitive
wouldn't
scene,
like
but-
when you list like the best esports. Fortnite isn't usually
It's a bit of a smaller
Mhm.
player. So
Yeah.
okay. And then your last
And then
one.
the last one is kind of left field, but I feel like Jackbox games could be a
Dude,
pretty fun,
wait.
a pretty fun.
we get a bunch of comedians to play
Exactly.
Quiplash.
To play like
Oh.
Quiplash, to play like, and then have them modify it somehow. Have like a modified
current
version.
events.
No, like but a modified version so that
Other prompts too.
other prompts, but that everyone watching can vote.
Oh, the poor
that would be
Quiplash
like-
servers, bro.
Well, no, they would have to
Quiplash
make a
and-
specialized
They'd have to make,
server
like, a
for the
specialized
Olympics.
server.
That would be like
but-
Quiplash and American Idol put
Yeah.
together.
Mm.
Oh
Dude,
my god.
that would be so funny.
That'd be
Yeah.
legendary.
That would
the
be-
winner of that one would be so subjective.
Can you imagine
Oh,
people
yeah.
getting like 39,000 votes for
No,
one?
Oh,
like
yeah.
a million votes.
Oh yeah, I mean
Yeah.
if this is the Olympics, you
This is the
have a
Olympics.
lot of
You'd
people.
have
That'd be
tens of millions of
insane.
votes, dude. That would be so funny
Yeah.
though.
That'd
Yeah,
be
just
so
all
You
the
pick the
Jackbox
best.
games.
You pick the best comedians.
Mhm.
It'd just be a comedian battle royale.
It
let's be
really
real.
would. It totally would.
oh my
so
goodness!
That is amazing.
Olympic level quiplash.
I want to
So-
see that.
Jackbox.
Okay,
games.
can
All
I
right,
go
who's-
next?
all right, Kyle, you're up.
Okay.
Okay.
So first one is one I've mentioned several episodes ago. Breath of the Wild gymnastics. We have seen the videos circulating. Yeah, I call it gymnastics for a reason. We see the videos circulating around the internet where people use different glitches and other things and just stringing together bullet time and other game features to come up with these most elaborate ways to take down really tanky, end game versions of the enemies.
Okay.
Like Bokoblins and Moblins, right? Do Olympics to where it's not like you're trying to do a one specific thing. You're putting on a performance. You decide your routine, you decide how you're going to do it, and then you have to be the one to execute it perfectly. And they have judges, like with gymnastics,
Uh-huh.
judging it based off the difficulty, the complexity, the interesting factor, and how well you pull it off. Just
Oh, so it's like
the-
diving.
The
Exactly,
wackest things
like-
where you're like freezing stuff and then just hitting it 1,000 times and blasting yourself into space.
So, and
Exactly.
it's graded on like diving.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Like the cards. They have the cards.
But I feel like a better parallel would be gymnastics because in gymnastics you're doing
Oh, yeah,
a
yeah.
routine of more complicated things. Exactly like that. Just run it like gymnastics, but Breath of the Wild stunts. I mean, that'd be pretty cool
That
to
actually
see the
would
wild
be
stuff people
really
come
cool.
up with, right? Next one is just prop hunt from Gary's Mod.
we tweak the rules of no FPS but prop hunt.
But prop hunt.
Yes.
Because you're not shooting people, you're
And they
shooting
make-
that cup
And
that's
they
running
commission,
across the
they
floor.
commission custom maps.
Exactly.
Of like
Oh,
landmarks.
Custom
Like
prop
landmarks,
hunt marks.
like from the country that it's
From the
being held in.
country.
like running around the Taj Mahal.
The Taj Mahal prop hunt.
Or like maybe Central Park or something. Something
Times
wild.
Square.
Times Square. Yeah. And you just go wild with prop hunt. Next one, I just put up because I thought it would be dumb but funny. We Fit.
We fit.
Which
Like
which
the-
part of We Fit?
All of it. We Fit Decathlon.
We Fit Decathlon.
Maybe we find some way to make it more difficult. Like do
I feel like people
the
would lose to the
balance.
jankiness of the system.
we could make it even more janky. We could like do the bounce test, but with like these super powerful fans running or something like that, just blowing you around. Just make it ridiculous.
The
Just-
hula hoop one. You
Yeah,
just see these
exactly.
pro athletes. just-
that one is more just
That's
not
just
to take
silly.
itself seriously. Yeah, that one's more a silly idea. Another one. The next two are Minecraft based.
Okay.
And I want to mention, save the best for last. So if anyone remembers the glory days of the old Mine Z servers,
okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
do like put two teams into Mine Z and just have them that like you win when the other team is eliminated.
Okay, yeah.
And so there's like the infield hazards and then the other team hazards, and just have them go. And that would probably be a bit more long form, but it could be a lot of fun, and it could produce a lot of good content. The last one, like you guys talk about Hunger Games, but the true classic Minecraft sport, Spleef.
Spleef.
Yeah,
International
Olympic
Olympic
level
level
That would be
spleef.
I feel like you could do
amazing.
something for all of. You could have a Minecraft decathlon of just
Oh,
all
yeah,
because
absolutely.
you could have like battle dome. You could have walls. You
Uh-huh.
could have bridges.
Sky
Spleef,
Wars,
Sky Wars, Hunger Games.
Mhm.
Yeah,
could.
absolutely.
Super
Yeah.
Smash Mobs. That's how you get around Smash
There we
Bros.
go. We do the Pokemobs mod.
UHC.
Right?
You could do a UHC in there. Dude,
Yeah.
you could just have a whole Minecraft Olympics. Like,
You could.
Mhm.
all right,
But I
Ben.
just want to see Olympic
What are you bringing
spleef.
for us?
So first one, you get the best sprinters in the world, like Usain Bolt,
Oh, no.
Justin Gatlin, all these kind
Oh,
of stuff.
Where are we going with this?
Put them on Quap.
Quap. Wait, what's Quap?
You don't remember Quap?
It's a
Oh,
flash game
Dude,
where
you
it's like
spell it.
QWOP.
You don't remember this one?
Oh
You don't
no!
remember this one where you have
This.
to QWOP and you have to run the guy?
I forgot about this.
You've never seen Quap?
No.
Oh no! This thing.
You have to-
Olympic level Quap.
Can you
It'd
imagine?
be worse too with Olympic sprinter because they'd be so frustrated.
They'd be like, no.
That would be some of the
You
most
give 'em a time
glorious
Mm-hmm.
Try not to laugh compilations I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There's your Olympic level try not to laugh.
Justin,
compilation.
Justin Gatlin with a negative 18 meters.
Wait, that's actually hilarious. I
That
didn't even
would
think of
be
Flash games.
Incredible.
I put in Minecraft Hunger Games because I just
Yeah,
wrote
you've
the
gotta
first,
have
like,
Hunger
you ca-
Games.
it's so good.
It
Can you
is.
imagine that, like teams of from each country?
Captain Sparkles representing the United
Representing
States
the
of
United
America.
States.
You gotta
I'd
have
watch that.
Dream.
Dream.
Oh no.
Dream.
Okay,
Mr. Beast.
do y'all remember We Play
Yes. I
Yes.
was considering that one.
Tanks?
Oh, the
was
We Play
competitive ones.
tanks!
Oh,
I was
yeah.
thinking about that one.
Competitive
Oh.
tanks where you just
Tanks.
you've got
100%.
custom battlefields or whatever and you're running around.
Dude.
All right. But speaking of also of Wii,
Oh, more
Wii Sports Resort, you know the dog fight,
Dog fighting and
Oh,
Wii
the
Oh
dog
my
or the
goodness.
sword.
but
or the
put
sword.
in like a complete free for all where literally like
Wait,
all
so Wii Sports Resort Battle Royale dogfighting?
yeah, where like
Yes.
all
Sad.
100 people just spawn in and then it's just flying around shooting balloons and whatever.
Oh my
Lit.
goodness.
All right, and then last one, it is competitive balloons.
Yeah.
Like,
Do an endless mode and just see who
oh,
lasts
who
longer.
lasts the
tower
longest?
defense? Well, no, you
Oh.
just start from 0 and just see how far they can go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You just load up Bloons Tower Defense 6 and just let them at
Just
it.
roll.
Dude, these would be some other ones I was thinking about. We could do like Kerbal Space Program.
Kerbal Space Program.
That'd be pretty good.
That
Who
would
gets
be
to
solid.
Mars?
Where they get
first.
like 5 to 10 minutes to build their ship and then they have to get to Mars or something.
I
That
think
could be pretty
another similar to the Breath of the Wild Olympics one or the Breath of the Wild like thing, but
Gymnastics.
Mario Odyssey
Oh, yeah?
has some really
It's just
there's
small
lots
ant.
of different things that you can do with Mario Odyssey. So
Do we
like-
need a platformer in there?
Oh, yeah.
Duh, Mario Maker.
Ooh, you have community submissions leading
No,
up
no,
to
no.
the Olympics. You have like voted upon ones.
Yeah, and then like
It's-
they curate it. And
It's a mixture of points for whoever makes the hardest map
On top of
on
being
top
able
of
to
completing as many maps as they
completing
can.
other people's
Oh,
maps.
my
And if it's
goodness.
unbeatable, you get penalized. It has
Yeah.
to, you have to be able to beat your
Yeah,
own map.
that's the thing with Mario Maker. You have to be able to beat the map before you can submit it.
That would
Yeah.
be sick. On top of community submitted. So each of them get their own like trap maps to give to the other people, but then they have the maps that they practiced
That would be
to beat in a
sick.
certain
that'd
amount
be
of
pretty
time.
dope. And that would change it up because like we could have just done Mario Kaizo, but if it's Mario Maker, it mixes it up every year.
And
Yeah.
why didn't Pokemon?
well, Pokemon already has.
No,
an
but you
esports
go
scene.
older. You don't go the modern ones. You go
Oh, okay.
older
Old gen
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
The old gen
There's
Pokemon.
red
the
and blue.
trading card
No,
game.
no. Oh, dude, there you go.
Pokemon TCG
Or they just
Classic
they,
that
they
just
just
announced.
they just link like their Game Boys together.
Yeah. We'll
Each-
just run it with the Pokemon Coliseum on the GameCube. There we go.
Yes.
Come on, IOC. Like you've got these cycling, dude. Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Come on.
I literally am watching this little animation they have on their website, and it looks so dumb because they have like this zoomed in lady on a stationary bike, and then she zooms out and like blows
Like
a
that's
kiss
not
while the fans
esports.
cheer.
Like what?
That's not esports. That's not.
If you
it's
put a
so
professional
bad.
gamer on a bike, they're not gonna win.
Unless maybe it was T1. I don't know how good his cardio is, but
Tyler won.
he's got crazy.
He's got
muscles.
crazy.
He's got
Because
the
it's like
muscles for it.
when they announced this on like when I saw it on Twitter and I was like, wait, huh?
Huh?
Archery? Like what's funny is that like 3 or 4 of these are just Wii Sports.
I know, it's like you're telling me you're doing archery and you're not doing the Wii Sports Resort version of archery.
It's like I'd watch that if they were like, yeah, archery, baseball, tennis, but we're playing it on Wii Sports. I'd be like, okay, I'll watch that.
Yeah,
I'll
100%.
bite.
Heck, I would do the fencing one too, just to see someone get trounced by Matt in the Olympics.
And the gold medalist for Wii Sports boxing, Matt. No, they do like backyard baseball with what's his name in the backyard baseball?
Oh, or the original Wii Sports boxing.
Yeah, Matt. Well, no, Matt clears.
Oh, yeah,
Matt
clears
is like the
every
final
Matt
boss
clears.
on all of them. You do like
Oh,
the
yeah,
sword
absolutely.
fighting, the gold medalist, Matt.
Matt.
I'd love this. Just like that's why I did like the Wii Sports decathlon because it would be so funny playing against each other and seeing like the various strats for bowling.
Yeah.
Or if we went to Wii Sports Resort and they made him do 100-pin bowling, like how many of them go for the button off the rails to get the free strike? You know the button. When
Oh, I bet they all would. When you get to professional levels like that,
Yeah,
everyone.
they're
well,
all
no, but
following the same
you know that there
strategy,
would be
yeah.
like 1 or 2 people that are like, no, I think I can just get a strike without going for the button. But and like you'd have that like dichotomy of whereas if it's cycling, it's like, oh, what's the strat? Pedal fast.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, pedal
literally
faster.
It really is.
Pedal machine go burr.
And it's like in real life cycling, there's all these different factors to it, and there's all these different like
Wind
it's
and, like,
interesting.
yeah.
It's interesting to watch because there's lots of different things. Just a straight up virtual cycling.
Inside.
We're just gonna
There's
stare
nothing-
at
Do
a
you think
bunch
they're
of
gonna
people
add,
on
like, a-
stationary bikes. Like
Yeah.
if I want to do that, I could go to the gym and be real creepy. You know?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think they'll add like a drafting mechanic?
No.
No.
Or
probably
just
not.
full on just pedal as fast
I
as you
think
can?
it's just gonna be
It's
a
gonna
bunch
be
of people
pedal.
just
It's
pedaling
just
as
gonna
fast
be
as they
pedal
can.
as you fast. Like the only ones I'm
To
excited to
drift,
watch.
you need to lean your stationary
Like Gran
bike.
Turismo should be Gran Turismo should be good.
Yeah,
because Gran Turismo is
and
like
Just
the
Dance would be
Just
fine.
Dance. Well, Just Dance is just funny to watch
Yeah.
because everybody who's owned a Wii has
Yeah,
played
like
Just Dance at
and
some
we've had a
time.
good time.
Like
you know?
it's gonna be funny because you know that someone's gonna lose to jank mechanics because
Oh, yeah.
Just Dance is not perfect at tracking.
You're gonna have
movement.
some
No,
like
it's
real
not.
dancers doing the full dance moves and someone just going.
Okay, the one time.
That would be so funny.
So okay, story. The one time I've ever lost a dance off in real life was exactly that, losing to the jank mechanics. See, I was doing that like Russian one.
The
where you get
Rasputin.
down.
Oh,
Dude, I want to see
Rasputin.
Rasputin on the Olympic stage. IOC, please. Let's see Rasputin
exactly.
on the Olympic
I was
stage.
doing Rasputin. I went and I did the full dance move, and then my friend Tom was just there, and he just literally waves his arms and like leans down and then gets back up. He got a higher score.
Like
I
I
was
want to
so
see, I want to
annoyed.
see the, I want to see,
That was
I
so
want to see
bad.
Rasputin. I want to see Dynamite. Like I want to see some classic Just
what
Dance
is it?
songs.
Florida.
Oh, good time.
Yeah, exactly.
But now what you do is you bring in those artists to perform those live.
Good luck.
Yeah, I mean, just like chess is gonna be interesting, but they already hold international chess competition.
Yeah, there's like if you're gonna put chess in the Olympics, just have a chessboard.
Just
you know?
have real chessboards and replace it with something more exciting.
We're just gonna watch Nakamura and Magnus Carlsen.
Yeah, it's just gonna
do
be
what
the
they
same.
do.
No,
Yeah.
Ludwig, he's coming in. All
Ludwig.
that practice. Remember, he
then-
did his chess. No, they should have just done chess boxing. Come on, if you're gonna do chess.
Oh yeah, chess boxing.
That
No,
would have been fun.
what's the-
That would have been amazing.
5-dimensional chess.
5D
5D
You were gonna
chess.
do esports with chess. Why didn't you go
5D
5D chess with
chess.
interdimensional
4D,
time
5D.
travel?
Come on.
What are you doing? Like that would have been sick to
man.
Then,
watch.
then they're gonna be like, it's too confusing for the audience, and we'd be like, that's the point.
Magnus Carlsen trying to play
Is that
5D
meme?
chess.
That's the point, Sergeant.
You
Magnus
can literally
Carlsen.
throw anyone from one of your existing teams in there, and they do just as well.
Magnus Carlsen trying to play 5D chess, losing to some like 12-year-old.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Oh no.
But like, okay, one last thing I just realized. Like, you know what they need to do? They probably won't. But what they should do when they introduce these esports is find a popular gaming YouTuber to give the intro.
Have Ludwig
yeah.
do the intro.
Ludwig, Markiplier,
Markiplier.
some big.
Mr.
They
Beast.
won't because
Mr.
they've
Beast.
clearly
No,
shown
they are
their
not going to-
disdain for
Oh,
gaming.
No, they're gonna get some pop culture icon, some like artist rather than a YouTuber.
It's gonna be like at the Game Awards where the guy's like, "Well, I never really played much in the way
When
of
Al
video games." Yeah.
Al Capone there.
The Olympics esports series should include Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh, dude!
Olympic Esports brought to you by
Raid
Shadow
Shadow
Legends.
The 2024 Olympics brought to you by its entirety by Raid Shadow Legends.
And don't forget Honey and BetterHelp.
And honey. Oh man, just
And
all
NordVPN.
NordVPN.
just all of the
And
YouTube.
Surfshark.
Surfshark. World of Tanks.
World of Tanks.
And they just like they're in the esports there.
Yeah, why do we have Esports World of Tanks?
Well, I mean,
That would be
they're
fun.
very clearly not above adding like
Well,
pay to win cringe
pay-to-win.
mobile games because that's what Tic Tac Bow and Tennis Clash
Yeah.
both are.
So,
So,
why
it's
don't
like
we like if you can do this, then just Clash Royale and full
go
send
all
it,
in.
you know?
If you're gonna be cringe,
Might
go
as well
all
go
in.
all in on the cringe. Oh no.
Give us Marvel Snap.
Dude, what,
Oh, and actually,
Actually, Marvel
Clark,
Snap would be
I
that would
am
be cool.
surprised. Why didn't you say Among Us?
Among Us.
We already
I saw that in the one where it had Raid Shadow Legends. I'm not gonna
Like,
say
could
it.
you imagine
That would actually be
international
pretty cool.
competition of
International
Among
Among
Us?
Us.
They'd look at
It's
that,
hard
they'd be
to
like,
score
we
that,
can't
though.
beat the ones on
Yeah.
streaming on Twitch with Corpse, though, you know? We
Oh,
can't beat
okay,
that.
yeah, I guess.
They looked at that and they're like, oh, no, we can't.
If
we
you're
can't-
gonna not
we can't
do
top that.
first-person shooters, I guess you can't really do Among Us.
Oh,
I
I
think
suppose.
Prop Hunt though would be hilarious.
Prop Hunt would be
Prop Hunt would
awesome.
be
But see, here's
so
the
fun.
here's the thing. If you did any of these, you have to allow the live comms to be put through the broadcast.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Oh, yes.
Or at least have a live occasional, like if you're doing Hunger Games or you're doing Prop Hunt, you have to. All right, now let's have a look in at Team USA's Hunger Games comms,
You know?
and you have to go in.
Go
and
in and like be able to hear them.
Someone like, I'm getting murked over here.
like Prop Hunt, like there's the box move, go get him.
I'm just.
It was a hot dog again.
I'm struggling to understand how like they made this connection. Like there is so much esports content out there,
Oh yeah.
Well,
and like how are you? How do you have
Well,
such a disconnect?
That's what I'm saying. It's
it's
either
either disconnect or disdain.
it's either purposefully being as disconnected as possible to isolate and like push away your audience, or it's just a bunch of old people in a room that have no idea what
I mean,
they're
if it's
doing.
anything like the people who decide where the World Cup is played,
I mean, you just need to
Yeah.
do a Google search.
Well,
There's
the thing,
literally
though.
there's thousands of articles
There's the thing,
talking
though,
about
you got to
what
understand that with a lot of these people, they will never Google search unless they're told to.
Yeah.
they just want money.
And like I will say there are a lot of people, most of them in the older generation who just never grew up with video games, who legitimately think when you say esports, like, oh, you mean like video game baseball, and they legitimately think that, and they're just so out of touch and they
CS:GO
don't care to
Lotto.
get in.
I mean, like, come on.
They don't even know what CS:GO is.
No, they don't.
And it's sad and depressing.
So, like, regardless of how you feel about this, they'll have like qualification rounds for these games, and then the final event will be in Singapore's Suntec Center from June 22nd to 25th. I will only watch Just Dance and Gran Turismo just because I think that'll be really fun.
Because it's actually interesting.
Now,
games
will
to
I watch
watch
the cycling? No, unless they bring on. But see, they're just gonna get athletes. See, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
they're just gonna
If
get
you're
athletes.
able to just bring world-class athletes to compete in your esports events, it's not an esports event.
Yeah, exactly. There's no
Yeah.
point in it being digital.
Like, there's no point in you doing an esports event if you're just gonna invite the same kind of like
If it's
high-level athletes. Like, how many people do you think will be participating in these events that aren't athletes outside of like Gran Turismo and chess?
Almost done.
I mean,
Well,
the tic-tac bow and tennis, those are mobile games. So
yeah,
it's like
so
those are
we'll probably
different.
see fewer athletes. What we should do is we should all band together. We flood the tryouts for this, so we get all of our people on there, and then we stage a walkout of all but Gran Turismo and Just Dance at the Olympics, and say,
But see,
nothing,
the problem
give us
is
real
you have
esports
to
or give
make
us
it.
nothing.
You have to make it to the live event, though.
Yeah.
You have to make it past the actual
Like the really
the
good
actual
players.
athletes who are actually cycling.
Yeah. Let me have my ambitious rebellion idea, okay?
Just become really good at sailing.
I became
Virtual
really good at virtual
Become
sailing
really good at virtual regatta.
just to make a point at the Olympics.
They're like, we couldn't have even had Microsoft Flight Simulator.
I know, right?
I mean, I don't know what you would have done to make that
I
competitive.
will say, okay,
but,
so this
Yeah.
video down here, the virtual taekwondo does look like it could actually be kind of interesting.
but again, this is an esports.
Yeah.
This is virtual real sport.
yeah, that's fair.
Like I am. What do you want
But
to
it
bet?
feels like this is a similar thing to like Just Dance.
What do you want to bet that the system goes jank and somebody loses because certain like actions don't get tracked?
A lot.
That's the thing.
A lot.
It's like for Just Dance and for this Taekwondo one, they're putting a lot of faith in the systems in place to be accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And admittedly, if anyone had the resources to redo the systems to make them more accurate, it'd be the Olympics.
But they won't.
Yeah, but
They probably won't.
Oh, they
They'll
will.
make the presentation look all sick, but then the actual game itself is actually going to look super boring. Like these commentators, I'm going to bet will not know how to commentate. Gran Turismo.
Oh, yeah.
Unless they get actual like F1 commentators or NASCAR commentators, which IOC, please, at the very least, get people who actually can commentate
know what
racing.
they're talking about.
Yeah.
But like, how are you going to commentate Just Dance?
Oh boy, they sure are grooving.
Look at so-and-so
wow.
from China with the sass on. Jump
that.
on it.
On jump on it.
An incredible performance on BTS's Dynamite.
Like, this has the chance to be the most jank thing that has ever been broadcast
100% it
to the
will be.
world on international television.
I might just
can't.
watch it just to laugh, you know? That'd be like, I see people
Okay,
putting
but, like,
funny
don't-
moments compilations together of the cringe commentators.
Oh, and like, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna hate on like the people participating in it.
Oh, no.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna hate on the IOC if it's jank.
Oh, yeah.
But try to
Yeah.
avoid hate watching, because that's kind of the reason the Velma series got another
I
season.
That's
will
true.
watch Gran Turismo and Just Dance because I genuinely want to see how that's done.
Honestly,
Yeah.
yeah. And if we do put effort into things that are more like actual video games and not just virtual sports, we might give them the hint of like, hey, we don't want you to just replicate tennis. We already have.
See, what we need to
Olympic
do is
tennis.
not watch it and then just make sure that any of the esports events happening around that time have double, triple their views.
That could work.
I mean, what's happening in June? Overwatch League will be going. League will be having their stuff going. Rocket League will have stuff going. Let's just watch those instead.
Yeah.
I think it'd be good.
We'll watch actual esports. That is a call to arms.
This is a call
Listen
to arms.
to our
For
two
all-
viewers.
yeah,
For all two of our viewers.
viewers.
From June, what are the dates? From June 22nd to June 25th, watch actual esports. You can watch Gran Turismo and Just Dance, but please don't watch tic-tac-bow
Yeah.
or cycling
You have better uses of your time, like Overwatch League.
or the LCS or the LCK or Rocket League.
As
That-
much as it pains me to admit, you would be much better watching Overwatch League than this quote unquote esports event.
And by
You'd
that,
probably be much better watching paint dry than this esports event. But-
competitive paint watchers.
Yo!
All right, well, now that we're done with fake esports, let's actually talk about esports.
With real esports.
So we've got our
Yay.
usual suspects of Call of Duty, League, and Valorant. Court, did you put Fortnite?
I did because there's a Fortnite thing going
Heyo!
on.
All right, so
Hey.
we'll just go in. I will start with Call of Duty. As always, they're in their Stage 3 qualifiers as always. There's no more undefeated teams. Everybody has dropped at least one match.
But who's looking the best?
Well, there's 3 teams tied for first. The only thing differentiating them is map differential. But they're all 3-1 with 30 points. That's Atlanta, Toronto, Seattle, and Boston are all 3-1 with 30 points. Atlanta and Toronto are tied for first though with a +6 in the map differential. And then it's LA Thieves, New York Optic, LA rounding out the top 8, and then LA Gorillas, London, Florida, and Minnesota at the bottom. Minnesota is the lone winless team at 0-4 with a -8 differential. So Minnesota, get your crap together. Luckily, all 12 teams will qualify for the Stage 3 major, but you have
But-
to actually perform to
Mhm.
get any points. So that's how it's looking. I believe they only have 2 more days left of competition, later today being March 4th and tomorrow being March 5th. So next week the major should be ongoing, so I will bring that up when it is happening. So yeah. League of Legends.
League of Legends.
League of Legends.
Big news, Europe had their final, and G2 Esports, my homeboy,
Represent my homeboys.
my favorite team, they won. So that was good to see. 3-0, just smashing Mad Lions. So
Smashing.
smashing. And they'll
Reference regrets.
put it down.
Court, you just been messing with that helmet the entire
You haven't even put it
episode.
on.
No,
So
I actually.
the
He's like,
the European tournament will be picking up again for their spring split starting in this next week, this next next Saturday. Should be exciting. North America, LCS is looking really interesting with like FlyQuest kind of fumbling this past week. They lost against EG, and like they haven't looked as undefeatable as they have before. So
Mhm.
it'll definitely be interesting to see how they'll do. Like I think they are definitely like a contender for international success. Like I would say this is probably going to be the first North American team that can make it to the quarterfinals in Worlds that there's been for a long time.
just to lose again.
Just to lose again, obviously,
As
But
is tradition.
as is tradition.
As was foretold.
as was foretold. But yeah, we've got it is FlyQuest, Cloud9, EG, and Golden Guardians being the top 4.
Really?
Mhm.
Golden Guardian. All right, they're pulling it back. They're doing
They're
the
pulling it
epic
back.
comeback.
Yeah,
Epic
they-
comeback
they're-
sketch right here.
I'm pretty sure they're still undefeated after losing the first
They're a
couple
little
games.
slide.
And they've just been going. Actually, I think they lost 1. But
Mhm.
on other notes, LCK Korea's looking kind of same as usual with actually D plus Kia pushing past Gen G to take the second place spot.
But T1 is
But
still...
T1's still stomping. Like it, people are just saying like it is unfair. Like the enemy support is named Keria and mine isn't. Like Keria has been absolutely
No fair. There's only one of him.
Yeah.
Share him.
Keria has just been destroying all
Did
the
you bring enough
competition.
carrier for the whole class?
So it'll be fun to see where this goes from here. China it is actually a 4-way tie for first.
What?
Mhm.
4-way
Is there any
tie.
like split for map differential or round differential? No, there's a straight up tie.
It's just straight up tie.
And see, that's why map
Wow.
differential is
Mhm.
important, ladies and gentlemen.
So
4-way.
Edward Gaming, or just
Edward.
EDG, the 2021 World Champions, LNG, JDG, and Top Esports are all
One
tied
of these things is not like the other.
8-2.
Where's your DG?
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So where's your G?
Where's your G?
Where's your
And
G?
Top Esports.
I like your cut, G.
All right.
All right, Valorant. So they're having their Sao Paulo lock-in. The grand finals is actually happening right now. I have it up on my laptop. Court can attest.
No, he's just watching Among Us gameplay.
All right. So the grand finals are currently going on between Fnatic and Loud. So they're on map 1. They're on Ascent. Currently, Fnatic is winning 12-8. They're on round 21. So by the time this episode airs, a winner will be crowned. Looking at the bracket, let's just look at who potentially will come out. Fnatic has yet to drop a map.
Well,
Loud has dropped a map. Has dropped multiple maps. They've dropped 3. Yes, of course. They've dropped 3 maps.
3.
Yeah, they dropped 2 against DRX. They dropped 1 against NRG, and then 0-0.
Oh, I see.
So it's hard to
Fnatic-
tell. Fnatic might be the favorites. They are currently winning. Yeah, they just kind of
They've been
pub
creaming
stomped
everyone,
everybody. So they got to the grand finals beating Nadas Vincier, and then Loud beat DRX, moving into the finals. I mean, I don't follow Valorant, but yeah, the grand finals are going on currently. Fnatic is up in the first map of their series. So I'll tell you who won next week. Oh, I think the map finished. Yeah,
It's Fnatic.
Fnatic won.
Surprising.
Fnatic is up 1-0, so Fnatic is in the lead.
In the lead for
So-
now.
That is Valorant. Tell us about Fortnite Court. Do you need me to pull something up for you?
Oh, well,
Fortnite.
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 Fortnite. Fortnite. So every year, Fortnite does their Fortnite Champion Series,
Mhm.
and it's a little different every year. This year,
Do
it
you still
is
get 3 million for winning?
4 million. Actually, is the current
Hey.
it's the overall prize.
4 for Fortnite.
So 4 million.
That is
but
a lot of wow.
yeah,
Every region has their own major.
yeah. So that is the biggest difference that they
That
did.
is 7 grand finals,
that
ladies
they
and gentlemen.
did- that they did. That was the biggest change that they did this year. So one, it's duos. So they've had solos one in the past. They've had I think they've had squad ones in the past, but this one's duos, so it's teams of 2. And basically what it is every like Aiden was saying, every region has its own like tournament, and then the top players from each
Oh, they'll
region
go on and
go
play in
into
the
a
international.
worldwide international.
And they're ranked, but it looks like it's similar to Apex based on placement in the round and kills.
placement in the round and kills. And so, as it stands, there's not a whole lot to talk about right now because most of the
Yeah, they've only
individual
done like 2
majors
rounds.
are going on like
Right now.
Like as we speak, they're going on, and the big world championship one will happen at an unspecified later date. But it's big. There's stuff going on in Fortnite right now to collaborate with it. Certain like cosmetics you can get
let's
things.
go through each of the regions. So in EU, Germany is currently leading by 27 points over I know country Poland. Well, that's okay. Germany is beating Poland by 27 points for first place in EU. North America. Yes, of course. People are in first with 0 points. There is a
None of the matches in the North
there is a
American region have
50-way
gone up.
tie for first place. Moving over to the other NA.
I will say so.
Wait, so NA is split into two.
Yes, but so it's not like there's 2 from America, there
Oh,
are
yeah,
2
yeah,
from the
there's
United
the
States, there's 2
Canadian,
from
it just doesn't
Germany.
matter, as long as you're from the region.
It's just from the region.
In
yeah.
the other North America, there is also a 50-way tie for first place. So they haven't even started.
They haven't started yet.
Brazil, does Brazil have their own?
I think that's.
Brazil has their own.
Oh, that's Brazil's.
Also a 50-way tie for first place. Moving over to Asia. Asia has
Asia's
done quite
well
a bit.
underway.
The top team is 2 Japanese players, 424 points. They are a whole 108 points ahead of second place.
So
I
they're
think they
pretty
might
set.
be pretty good.
Yeah.
You think they're good at Fortnite?
I think they're pretty cracked.
So
at
this
Fortnite,
confuses
yeah.
me. Third place has an American on their team. That's not Asian.
Explain,
Court.
Immigration.
But he has it. He's not Japanese though.
Maybe he moved to Japan.
I guess they don't have like that hard of a region lock. The Oceania region has also gone in pretty well. It looks like it's basically
Almost
only
entirely Australian players.
Is it only Australia?
might
Yeah,
just
it's
be
just
only
only Australia. The
Australians.
first place team is, I can do math, 39 points ahead of second place.
Yep.
They've won twice, and then finally ME.
Oh, and they're done.
The Middle East is finished.
Middle East is finished.
The first team won with a player from Oman and a player from Kuwait. Wow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Well,
that.
I'll go more into depth
As
for
they
it
go.
as we go, and then especially once we get to the World Cup one, because that'll be where the big money's at. But yeah.
Sick. All right,
Sick.
do you have anything more esports related?
I don't think so.
Kyle, any weird esports?
Nah, I haven't delved into any niche esports this week.
Niche sports.
Niche.
Niche sports. It's
Like
in the game.
taekwondo.
Like taekwondo,
Like
virtual
taekwondo.
Tic-tac-bow.
tic-tac-bow, and
Ah.
tennis clash. My
Wii
favorite
Sports
esports.
clears, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is all then. Ben, take us out.
All right. Knights of the D-Pad is a publication of the Daily Universe. We'd like to give a special thanks to Alan Neves, Miles Romney, and Melissa Gibbs for everything they did and do to help support us and continue to do this podcast. Also, if you'd like to reach out to us with feedback
Or with us.
Reach out with us.
ideas for topics, or just to say hello, you can shoot us an email at knightsofthedpadpodcast@gmail.com. With that,
Then you've got to reach out with us.
Reach out with us.
no.
The poor audio
No,
listeners have no idea what's
No, I
going
don't think
on.
I will.
With that, let's sign off. My name is Ben,
I'm Kyle.
My name is Aiden.
I'm Court.
and we are the Knights of the D-Pad.
We'll
See you next time.
week.
Shh,
Bye-bye.
I'm outroing.
Bye. Bye. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.